after pick 40. So 4 total second-round picks that have signed their contract. And 43, number 42 and number 43. Number 42 overall pick was a tight end, and number 43 was a defensive tackle. Number 42 overall pick signed for 91.3% guaranteed, and number 43, 88% guaranteed. So now, hopefully, these things start rolling in, and by the time Sunday comes around, or maybe even Monday, that Omar Norman Lott will be signed, and he'll be in. So that's good news, certainly. We needed people after pick 40 to start signing their contracts for the Chiefs to get on the path of getting this thing done. So we shall see. 913-912-4810. Mick Schaefer will hang out with us. We got the cuts before the show is over. All that's still to come. Royals get their second half underway. Have you seen an announced starting pitcher tonight? Because the Royals still listed as TBD. I've seen, who is it?
It's Lugo Wakabubic this weekend.
So we got tonight. How about this? We got the trade deadline matchup.
Wow.
Lugo and Alcantara. Huh? Whoever pitches better tonight gets the better prospects in return. That's the deal.
I still will stand on the fact that Lugo went out and dealt against the Dodgers.
Yeah.
That is the one that I think any team looks at and says, that's the start we should try and extrapolate for the playoffs.
And you know what? If you're the Dodgers, you make sure that you get that guy so that he's not pitching against you in the postseason.
The Al Horford. It's what the
Right?
Sixers did with Al Horford. They go, we're going to overpay since he's so good in Boston, and then he gets to your team, and he's buns.
It's what the Royals should do with Ty France. And you can platoon Ty France, and you platoon him by home away. You only play him at Kauffman Stadium. It's the only spot that he plays. Is this a left-right platoon? No, it's a home and away platoon. He does not play on the road. He plays only at home. It's like fantasy baseball that you've got some players that are Rockies. And it's well, you know what? The Rockies have a homestand this week. I'm playing that guy. Ooh, they're on the road for a couple of games. I think I'm going to sit him. I think I'm going to go with somebody else in his spot in the outfield. I'm going to rock with that. Maybe they do that with Ty France. I don't know.
You're going to Rocky with that.
You're going to Rocky with that. That's exactly right. All right, 913-912-4810. I want to play a couple of Eli Drinkwitz clips later on this hour talking about the college football playoff. We heard the clip yesterday. It was about 3.5 minutes of when he went into his idea for the college football playoff. Went in depth about that and said, you know, you've got 30 teams that are involved. But he explained it in how you had the 30 teams involved. And that was then grabbed and headlined, Eli Drinkwitz proposes 30-team playoff. So people are dumb, and you know that people on Twitter are dumb. He replied to that and was like, how about you guys actually listen to what I said instead of having this fun little headline? So we went on the Jim Rome show and clarified, and that was on Twitter last night. And so we'll play that later on this hour. 913-912-4810. I want to start with this. I want to start with the Kansas City Royals. And we'll start with, I saw yesterday, guys, that Noah Cameron was trending. And so I see that he's trending, and I think, why? First thought, why is Noah Cameron trending? Did you guys see why Noah Cameron was trending? Sterling, did you see Noah Cameron trending?
I actually did not.
So what I'm going to need, though, because I can't find it right now in front of me, I'll tell you why he was trending, and I'll give a little bit of update. I need Keystone. Can you head down to my desk? And on my desk, there should be an Excel sheet that has 2 different columns, 2024 down to 2000 whatever. Find that, bring that up. You got 30 seconds. Go. 29.
Just ask me where your desk is, so it's not going to be.
Oh, yeah. So anyway, we'll get to that in a second. I don't need that right now. I mean, I need it in like the next couple minutes. And if it's not there, then, you know, I'm just going to have to wing it. I hope not, because I spent too much time on it last night. So I see that Noah Cameron is trending. Sterling, Jack, I asked you the question, but I didn't actually listen to the answer, Sterling, if you know why Noah Cameron was trending. Sterling.
I'm assuming because he's not.
Okay, there you go. Listed in the top 5 of Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
MLB says Jacob Williams continues to dominate MLB.com's AL Rookie of the Year poll. Jacob Wilson, number 1. Nick Kurtz, number 2. Cam Smith, number 3. Carlos Narvaez, number 4. And Roman Anthony, number 5. Those are the top 5. And that's why Noah Cameron was trending yesterday, afternoon/night. And so I look at it, and it's clear that Noah Cameron should be in the top 5 of Rookie of the Year voting, correct? Anybody disagree with what we're seeing from Noah Cameron this year as a rookie to be in the top 5? Like, Roman Anthony is in there, but we know he's in there on name only, right? Like, he's, from what we've seen so far. Remember, Jack Caglione came up. When Jack Caglione got called up, he was like immediately the 3rd betting favorite for Rookie of the Year. Before he had swung a bat in the big leagues, he was the 3rd betting favorite. He hadn't done anything. Why? Well, because of what we know about him in the minors, what we know about him with his monster home runs, what we know about him in these 500-foot, this lumberjack, these baseballs getting jacked up, and the Royals maybe hitting the jackpot. His reputation preceded him. All right, they knew what he was, or had an idea of what he was going to be when he got to the big leagues. And so he immediately is installed as that. This is not to say that any of these 5 players are not worthy of being in the discussion.
Sure.
It is not to say that Jacob Wilson shouldn't be dominating Rookie of the Year voting. I get it, totally. I mean, the guy
Kind of get it.
He's got a good batting average. So 1982 was like really pumped about Jacob Wilson. Anyway, he got the start in the American League at shortstop. Nick Kurtz has been coming on strong. Nick Kurtz, when he went on the IL for a little bit.
He did.
And then came back. And since he came back, he's been really, really good. That's the fingers crossed hope for Jack Caglione, getting a number of days off, coming back, and then maybe taking a deep breath, exhaling a little bit, letting all of the nerves and all of the struggles and everything that was going on in your head just calm down.
Yeah.
And get to easy waters and not feel like everything is just splashing all around you. Hopefully that's the case, but Nick Kurtz has been really good. Cam Smith, deserving of being talked about. Roman Anthony, starting to figure that out, I guess. Carlos Narvaez plays a premium position.
I actually think Carlos Narvaez has maybe again, take this as you will.
Yep.
I think Carlos Narvaez has well ahead of Cam Smith, in my opinion. I think Cam Smith is having a really nice rookie year. This is actually a good conversation to have. The rookies this year have been really solid. You look around Major League Baseball, there's been a lot of really good rookies, really solid rookies. Carlos Narvaez actually has the highest WAR, at least from what I have seen, of any of the rookies. He has exactly a 3, wins above replacement.
What's Noah Cameron's at?
Noah Cameron, from what I've seen, is actually number 2 in the AL, of course.
Yeah.
At 2.7, right? Narvaez is actually 1 with 3. Noah Cameron is 2nd with 2.7. Jacob Wilson has 2.2. Cam Smith 2.2. Nick Kurtz 1.5. Part of that is Nick Kurtz's first base DH. Jacob Wilson plays one of the worst shortstops in all of baseball defensively. Again, but maybe I'm overvaluing premium positions, a.k.a. catcher, a.k.a. Carlos Narvaez for what he's done.
But I think that's part of it, though, right? If you're playing a premium position.
But it almost never gets counted in Rookie of the Year voting for some reason. I don't know why we almost always throw out, hey, you're a rookie. It's fine if you're ass defensively, but you batted .329. So, Carlos Narvaez, you're not going to be in the conversation.
Yeah, like Bobby Witt and Julio Rodriguez. It's like, well, they play a premium position. Yeah, center field is it's an important position. Shortstop is way more of a premium position. Not saying that Julio Rodriguez wasn't deserving of winning the Rookie of the Year in 2022. And then, Gunnar Henderson last year. But here's what I went back and looked at, because my theory, and you guys can weigh in, and I'll just ask you first off if you agree or disagree. My theory on Noah Cameron not being listed here is because he wasn't talked about as a top prospect coming into baseball this year. If Noah Cameron was a top 40 prospect in baseball, he would be listed in the top 5 there. He would absolutely be listed in the top 5 if name recognition was there with Noah Cameron. Agree? Disagree?
Jacob Wilson, first rounder. Nick Kurtz, first rounder. Cam Smith, first rounder. Roman Anthony was, I don't know, I'm assuming first rounder as well. First rounder.
I'll take you one step further. Jacob Wilson, consensus top 30 preseason 100 prospect. Nick Kurtz, top 40. Cam Smith, top 60. Roman Anthony, number 2.
Yeah.
My
Agree?
argument,
Disagree,
it's absolutely a factor in here. I'm going to go even with a more egregious reasoning here. I believe it's because he doesn't throw hard. And here's my
Wow.
point for
No,
it.
that's a good point.
Because he doesn't throw 100.
Yeah.
Jacob Mizorowski, who was phenomenal to watch in the All-Star game. I was not one of the people that said, I believe Christopher Sanchez should have gotten in because of what he had done over a larger sample size. But let's all be honest, we loved watching Mizorowski throw 102 with a 98-mile-an-hour slider.
When Mizorowski came in the game, you take him out and put Sanchez in the game. What's getting more eyeballs and interest in that particular inning?
That's why they did it.
Sanchez coming in, you're like, okay, here's just a random dude that's pitching well, but okay, that's fine. Philly fans love it. Mizorowski comes in, everybody's watching.
It's the same way last year where Paul Skeens was the National League starter because you wanted to get Paul Skeens versus Aaron Judge in the first inning. So if Noah Cameron had these exact same numbers, exact same strikeout rate, exact same walk rate, exact same WAR, but through upper 90s, he would have been in the All-Star game. He absolutely would have been in the All-Star game. But when you are the pitcher on a team that's 3 games under 500, right? They're not the Tigers who were able to get 7 guys in because the eyeballs are on them. You're going to not really talk about the guy on the sub-500 team that sits in the low 90s, kind of mimics Mark Burley a little bit where he just works quickly.
Perfect game, Mark Burley.
Perfect game, Mark Burley. Where what he does, it's not Chris Bubich-esque, because I think Chris Bubich gets far more strikeouts than Noah Cameron does, but that's why he's not getting talked about. If you were to ask somebody in New England if they know who Noah Cameron is, they're going to say no, because baseball's not talking about him until maybe the Royals, if they were to have a strong second-half push, they're in a wild card spot. It would be the same way that Cole Reagan's kind of burst onto the scene because the Royals started off so hot last year. It's like, yeah, this guy they acquired last year who's throwing upper 90s, he's the main reason why they're doing it. Where Noah Cameron, if Cole Reagan's still on the IL, Michael Lorenzen's on the IL, and he's got a 4 wins above replacement and has a sub-3 ERA, that's when you start talking about him.
Who has the better ERA, Noah Cameron or Jacob Mizorowski?
It's Cameron.
Yeah, Noah.
By a half
Yeah.
run, 2.81 to 2.31.
And I think, what was Mizorowski coming into the season? What was his top 100 preseason ranking?
Oh, he was.
Got
I'm
me
going to
in
throw one
close.
out there like top 70.
He was in the top 100. I just couldn't,
Yeah.
not off the top of my head. So I went back because what I wanted to do was, because one of my theories is the name recognition coming into the season and people knowing him as a top prospect. Like, he was the number 5, according to ESPN and Kyler McDaniel and some other publications. Like, he was number 5 or number 6 Royals prospect coming into this season. Not number 1, not number 2, right? He was like number 5
Not
or
1,
number 6.
not 2.
That's right. Number 5, number 6. So I went back and looked at the Rookie of the Year winners. I want to preface this by saying nothing I'm getting ready to say is taking away from any of these guys being deserving of winning. I am not saying they're deserving of winning, and I'm not even saying there is somebody that should have won over them. While, yeah, they're deserving, but, this person probably should have got it over them. It's not what I'm saying.
Mizorowski was top 20.
Top 20?
He was number 20.
Okay.
So number 20, yeah. So he was a big name with a big arm. But I went and looked back, and I'm like, Rookie of the Year winners, how often do they sort of surprise and not be a name as this guy's a top 50 prospect in all of baseball, and he's coming up, and here we go. Let's see what this guy has to offer. And you're already watching him on SportsCenter. They're showing highlights. They're talking about him, and his games are highlighted. So last year, the Rookies of the Year, Paul Skeens in Pittsburgh. He was top 10. And Luis Gil for the Yankees. But who does he play for? The Yankees. The Yankees. And when Gil starts off the way that he did last year, for the Yankees, did he throw a no-hitter last year? Was Gil a guy that threw one?
I can't remember if he did or not. It was close.
Yeah,
By the way, if you're listening, it's Gil.
Yeah.
So if you're like, who's Gil? You might think of it as Gil.
Yeah.
It's Gil.
It took me a little bit, too, because he wasn't a top 100 prospect coming into the season. And then he burst onto the scene, and he went crazy. And he won the AL Rookie of the Year. But he was a Yankee, not a Kansas City Royal, not a Detroit Tiger. So then going back before that, 2023, Gunnar Henderson, number 1. Corbin Carroll, number 2. These are preseason top 100 rankings. And again, none of this is to say that Gunnar and Corbin Carroll were not deserving.
Correct.
I'm just saying my theory is, and I love Jack's theory about the stuff that you have.
That was
But my
amazing.
theory also is the name recognition. 2022, Julio Rodriguez, consensus top 5. Michael Harris II, top 60 in baseball. 2021, Randy Arozarena, top 20. Jonathan India, top 50. 2020, shortened season, Devin Williams for Milwaukee was not a top 100 prospect in 60 games. I thought that was interesting. Kyle Lewis in the National League, top 70. So you've got a shortened season, and you've got the New York Yankees are the times that you didn't have a top 100 prospect to win the Rookie of the Year. And even going back before that, 2019, Yordan Alvarez, Houston, top 40. Pete Alonso, top 50. 2018, Shohei. As
Who?
Pretty big name recognition coming into the season, and deserving.
That's a surprise. I've never even heard of that guy.
Right, I know. Ronald Acuna Jr., number 1 prospect consensus in all of baseball. 2017, Aaron Judge, top 60. Coda Bellinger, top 10. Michael Fulmer in 2016 for Detroit, top 50. Corey Seager, number 1. 2015, Carlos Correa, number 3. Chris Bryant, number 2. 2014, Jose Abreu, Chicago White Sox, top 30. Jacob deGrom in the National League was not ranked top 100. But he pitched for the Mets in New York.
Still, that would be the outlier.
But he pitched for the Mets.
That's
what I'm saying.
No, it's
like,
New York, but it's not the Yankees.
It's New York. So far, we've got New York, shortened season, and New York. 2013, Will Myers, consensus top 5. Jose Fernandez, Miami, consensus top 6. 2012, Mike Trout, he was number 3 by every publication. Bryce Harper was number 2. 2011, Jeremy Hellickson, top 10. Craig Kimbrell, top 80. But he was still in the top 100. Neftali Feliz in 2010, top 5. Buster Posey, top 10. 2009, we get to Andrew Bailey for Oakland and Chris Coghlan for Florida.
Wow.
Neither of them were top 100 prospects, and neither of them played for a New York team. 2009, outside of the shortened season in 2020 with Devin Williams. So let's even throw in Devin Williams. So going back to 2009, you would have one player in Devin Williams that won Rookie of the Year that wasn't a top 100 prospect coming into the season or played for the Yankees or Mets. Now, correlation, causation, you're a top 100 prospect because you're pretty damn good.
Sure.
So coming out of nowhere, not being a top 100 prospect, winning Rookie of the Year, and that also isn't to say that some of the 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 guys getting votes weren't, top 100 prospects. I'm just saying if we're seeing these guys that are getting the main amount of votes, it's name recognition that we're seeing early on or playing for New York. And the stuff is a great point, but I think if Noah Cameron was a top 20, if Noah Cameron was viewed as he's going to do this in the big league, so we're going to put him as the number 25 prospect in all of baseball, and he makes his debut and is doing this, I think he would be way more discussed, and I think he would be in the top 5 because Narvaez was not ranked, but he's playing for Boston.
Sure.
And as a catcher, so I do think premium position matters defensively from that standpoint. I think it's probably a combination of both. I love the stuff theory.
I love the stuff theory a lot. I think that's very interesting. I was going back and trying to picture.
But you got all these guys that are top 10, top 5, top 20 because they're really good, or they play for the Yankees and the Mets.
And to your point of the top prospects, I wonder how much. And I love this game. It's the only video game I really play. MLB The Show. I know Jack plays it as well. We both are a huge fan of this. They do a great job to help you understand minor league players because they'll do specific cards for top prospects. Mm-hmm. Noah Cameron was not showing up on those top prospect lists. He is now, right? You have some cards of him now, but it was a lot of Roman Anthony. It was a lot of you had a Nick Kurtz, right? You had him. You do have a Jack Caglione. So, and I do wonder if there's any name recognition in that regard. I know that's not going to be necessarily maybe the voters, but if you are a kid or you're a guy who likes playing that game, you are growing up with Jason Dominguez, who's been in that game for 5 years now when he was like 16 years old.
The Martian.
Right? And so I do think there's something to that as well where it's the name recognition. It is the MLB pipeline. It is the stuff. It's a culmination. And I think it's very frustrating if you are Noah Cameron, who will probably never say anything about it. But as a Royals fan and as someone in Kansas City media, I'm glad we're doing this and having his back because he deserves to be this. He deserves to be top 3 at least. Again, if it were me, you can pick one of the A's. That's fine. Mm-hmm. You pick Carlos Nevarez because I think what he's done at catcher has been outstanding. And you pick Noah Cameron. I think those to me are that's the 3 you roll with.
Well, we saw that last night in this graphic, but also, Jeff Passan and Seren, a fantastic segment. And they were talking about that, and I think one of the final fours from Seren to Passan was, where does Noah Cameron rank in the Rookie of the Year voting at the end of the year? And Passan said he doesn't. And Srim was like, hold on. He's not even going to get a vote. And Passan was like, well, it's only top three. And he's like, right now, my top three, it's Wilson, Kurtz, and Cam Smith. Like, that's my top three. And you could probably throw in a couple more before people would get to Noah Cameron.
I don't get Cam Smith, by the way. Am I the only one who I don't get? Cam Smith's been a really solid player. Really solid. I would love him on the Royals. But, like, I feel like he's
he was
the
a first-round draft pick in 2024, and he was a top 60 overall prospect coming into this year.
He's been really good.
I know, but that's where you go.
But I get that, but, like, am I taking crazy pills?
No, you're not. Again, he was a first-round draft pick last
A
year.
lower OPS than Carlos Navarez, and at a right fielder versus a catcher.
Yeah.
I mean, you have a couple guys there that are mentioned that are on playoff teams or first-place teams, and Cam Smith's going to get a lot more publicity playing for the Astros, and with Narvaez in Boston, and then Roman Anthony, that's another name that's going to get a lot of traction. The reason that the Athletics are getting traction because one of their rookies is hitting .330, and the other one is going to finish close to 30 home runs, and he made his debut after 20 games in AAA, basically. For Noah
and was
Cameron,
a top 5 pick just last year.
Noah Cameron, to me, embodies more of what Cleveland did for years, and I was so envious of Cleveland's pitching factory that they had where they could trade away Corey Kluber at the time, Mike Clevenger, and they just continuously pumped out these guys. It's like, where are they coming from? Because they were able to develop. I mean, we forget that even guys like Shane Bieber were not a first-round draft pick. You had a guy that was a little bit later on, and then Tristan McKenzie came along, Plesac came along, Tanner Bybee came along, and they were constantly able to put out these guys, and they never got the recognition because they were playing in Cleveland. And I've always thought that for the Royals, yes, it would be great to have that Mizorowski, who was in their own backyard, and I won't live that down for sure.
Well, Pujols wasn't.
Yeah, exactly. There have been guys that were right here for the taking, and they didn't take them. But honestly, if you've got this ability to turn seventh-rounders out of Central Arkansas into snubs for Rookie of the Year voting, that's important here. I mean, if it was a first round, if their first-round pick this year was a 100-mile-an-hour throwing high school prep kid that was going to be a top 10 prospect, but he was the only guy that you turn into something, I mean, that's great. That's phenomenal. But I would rather have this, man, we can turn seventh-rounders into pitchers who can make 19 to 20 starts with a sub-3 ERA.
We'll take a timeout. We'll come back, continue rolling. We will talk a little bit about the Royals' second half. I want to hear from Eli Drinkwitz. A really cool event last night at Chicken and Pickle that they have this again next year. People need to go to it. And I'll explain, especially if you have kids, and I'll explain why on the other side of the break. More Zone next. We'll talk with Matt Derrick coming up at 11 o'clock. This was really cool last night at a Chicken and Pickle with Garrick Dieter and Noah Gray and the charity event that they put on with the pickleball tournament. Started at 5 o'clock last night. The kids and I get there, and we're there at like 5:45. And it was unfortunate because we got there, and Lebo and Jake were already eliminated from the bracket. They didn't make the bracket.
It didn't take long.
I know. There were 4 pool play games, and they went 0-4.
Wait, the mullet didn't help him?
It did not help him. It didn't help him.
I heard Noah Gray forgot the headband for him. I feel like there was a little bit of a...
Dieter forgot the headband. I know Dieter and Noah Gray, but Dieter was like, you wear that, I got the headband for you. You got there was no headband. Of course there wasn't. But I guess they ended up losing like 8-2. Then it was like 8-3. Then it was like 8-5. And like, we're getting so much closer. So once we get in the bracket, I'm like, you guys are 0-4. You're going to get smoked by the number 1 seed. Then the bracket came out, and they're like, oh, you didn't actually make the bracket. Sorry. Only a certain number of teams made. So I'm like, damn it. I got there right as they finished their last game, so I didn't get to see him play. And I'm like, okay, cool. We'll watch the first round of the bracket when you guys get smoked. And then they didn't even make it. So that was a little disappointing. But what was really cool, and I didn't know this was going to be something that they would do. Because I thought, Noah Gray and Garrick Dieter play pickleball together. I thought they would be playing in the tournament together, right? Like they would have a team and they would go through. But they were hosting the event, so they were going through and meeting people and, shaking hands and taking pictures. And Jaden Hicks was there and Mike Pinnell was there.
Oh, I'd love to see Mike Pinnell out in that
I did
court.
not see him play pickleball, but apparently people were talking about him that he did play pickleball. Steven was talking about it, saying, he's kind of light on his feet, not bad. But what they did, and this is where, if this happens next year, like if you've got kids, you should absolutely go do this. So we go up there, and my son likes playing pickleball. I don't play it because I don't want to rupture an Achilles, as we've talked about.
Grow up.
I did. That's why I'm not playing. So they had this thing set up where Jaden Hicks was on one side of the court and Noah Gray was on the other. And they would rotate people in to go and play pickleball with them.
Oh, that's fun.
So my son, for like 5 minutes, was teammates with Jaden Hicks playing pickleball against Noah Gray, he and Jaden Hicks. And so they get a point, and he and Jaden Hicks are high-fiving, and he's returning, and Noah Gray's like, nice return, little man. And I'm like, that was awesome. Like, he just got to go out there and play pickleball with Jaden Hicks and Noah Gray. And I'm like, I didn't know that was going to happen. But I'll tell you this, when they put on the event next year, or another one, and they do that, take your kids out there, because that's how many kids, like you can meet and greet this guy. Okay, take a quick picture, sign an autograph. That's fun, cool. No, man, they were rotating kids and people in just to play. They were out there for like an hour and a half playing and just rotating people in and like, all right, who's next up? All right. And they would play like, it wasn't just 1 point and get out.
Yeah.
Like it was like 5 or 6 minutes where my son was just playing pickleball with Jaden Hicks. And I'm like, dude, that was pretty amazing, right? That was pretty awesome. And then he goes later on and takes a picture with Noah Gray, and then Noah's talking to him about pickleball, after it was over. Like, I'm like, that was a pretty awesome event that they put on last night. And when they do it again, I would say that, a lot more people should be involved because of the access you got to the guys that were there. And just to simply be out there, and even if you're not good at it, who cares? You're out there playing pickleball with Jaden Hicks and Noah Gray.
It's a great environment. That is so damn cool.
Yes.
And also, how lucky are we in Kansas City that have athletes and popular players on the best team in the NFL, one of the best dynasties we've ever witnessed, and they are giving you legitimate access to them without... do you see this in New York? Do you see this in other cities?
Idea.
I mean, I just feel like we're very lucky that so many great people also play for a great team.
Yeah.
It's not like, the Chiefs are always winning, but they're a bunch of bleeps. No, they're also a lot of really good, down-to-earth people. It just makes it so much fun and easy to root for. I think it's also why there's so much pushback when people hate the Chiefs, because we're like, they're great guys,
Why
too.
are you hating on them?
It's like, I get they keep winning, but they're also good dudes. They're easy to root for. And I'm just so glad that they're here in the community and doing events like this.
Yeah, it was really cool. And by the way, Noah Gray can play.
Oh, I bet.
I mean, it's he and Dieter play tournaments a lot.
That wingspan.
Yeah, but when they would rotate in with some people that play pickleball, and then you saw Noah Gray really start to serve and do like the put the English on it and the different spin and everything. I'm like, damn, he's pretty dang good. Jaden Hicks was fine. Like he clearly is an athlete. You know, he's played before, but he wasn't to the level that Noah Gray was out there playing. But Noah Gray took it easy when other people were in there and he's just playing along. But when
spiked it on your kid.
honestly, but when you got a couple of people out there that played pickleball that you could tell were players and brought their own, sort of racket or whatever. Oh, Noah Gray was going all out. Then he was spiking it, back and forth. It was fun to watch that happen last night.
Pickleball is such a fun sport too, where you don't have to be a phenomenal athlete to be great. I am a decent player. I'm a pretty solid athlete. My cousin, not a great athlete, he went like pro in pickleball. I cannot score a point off of him, and it's like that's what makes pickleball so great. It's just such a cool event and cool sport. And you are gonna stop being scared about your Achilles.
Nope.
Jack, we're gonna play. Drake, you're in too.
Absolutely. What am I doing?
We're playing pickleball.
Great. I beat Jason once.
Hey, let's
The
go.
only time I ever played, I beat Jason.
Yeah, I didn't move.
It would be tough
You were injured.
to tear the Achilles in pickleball.
Okay.
Oh, that's when I had the calf injury, right?
Drake,
Yeah,
Drake,
see,
and myself.
I was nursing a calf injury like Seren is right now, and I told Seren when he got in on Monday, I said, "Dude, I feel for you, man, because I've been there. I popped a calf." And it was like
We're
3
doing
months.
this.
It was like 3 months before it got better. And he goes, "Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that."
Drake and
I was like,
myself.
"No, I'm not saying that. Look forward to the next 3 months. I'm saying I empathize with you because I've been there. I know how bad it sucks.
You were not a grinder in your recovery. I get it, in your rehab. JJ, Jack, and Jason versus DS, Drake and Sterling.
Okay,
We're going to do this 2-on-2.
Jack. I'll just hang out near the kitchen the whole time, and
That's fine.
you just do. I'm just going to stand right there.
I come from a family of tennis prodigies, so
Yes!
I've got it in my blood.
Oh, wow. We might be screwed,
I
Drake.
didn't get any of the talent, but
Oh,
I do have I do have the ability to connect.
I played really poorly tennis as a freshman in high school. I played tennis my freshman in high school really, really terribly. So I got that going for me. I mean, I think I'd be pretty decent at pickleball.
I say we
but
should
I'm
do this.
not going to stop and move and up and no, it's not gonna. It's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna. I will again. I will take it very, very slowly, which is not really going to be fun for those that want competition to actually get a.
That's why you're not on my team. That's why you're in Jack's team. You have the tennis prodigy family, and you have Drake and myself.
And I'm just going to hang out and volley near the kitchen.
Perfect.
That's what I'm going to do.
We're in.
And if nobody's looking, I'm going to get in that kitchen. All right? We get right up
Interns,
in there. Can't stand the heat.
Interns are where are the interns at?
Well, there's
Yeah,
Keystones.
There you go.
And analytics, the intern. So we got analytics and Keystone here?
They're the umpires. I love how you just say interns and they both stand up. It
Yes.
was like meerkats.
Russ! Yeah, Dad. That's one of those things. The Meerkats is a good one, though. I like that one. Drake, analytics, the intern behind you. Look at him. Is that not Stats, the intern? Is that not?
Seems like it, yeah.
He looks just like Stats. He looks just like Stats. So I looked at him. I'm like, it's Stats Jr. So we're just going to call him analytics. And then Keystone. Because he goes to Keystone Light College.
Yeah, it's good for him.
That's pretty cool, man. I mean, you want to go to a party. How is that not rated one of the top party schools ever?
You think so?
That's
It's a bad
crazy.
beer, though.
Yeah, Keystone. All right, we'll take a timeout. We'll come back, continue rolling. We'll hear a little bit of Eli Drinkwitz's rebuttal on the college football playoff on the Jim Rome Show. Matt Derrick joins us at 11 o'clock. Mick Schaefer comes up in the show as well. We got the cuts before it's over. More Zone next. If I wasn't so risk averse when it comes to injuries and just simply a general way of going about life, I would probably be out there playing a lot more pickleball because I've got the energy to do it now. I mean, I'm in my 40s, and you know what? 10 years ago, I didn't have the energy that I have right now because of testosterone and low testosterone. And you start to learn when I talk with the people and the folks from Heartland Men's Health that guys in their early to mid-30s start losing 2 to 3% of their testosterone production every year. Happens gradually. Before you know it, you don't feel the same man as you did when you were in your 20s and 30s. That could be putting on weight. It could be loss of energy, sad, depressed, poor sleep, wake up feeling tired, decrease in libido. There's a lot of different symptoms that go along with this. And so if you want to know what your testosterone level is, go to heartlandmenshealth.com, take the low T quiz on the website, simple 10-question quiz, yes, no answers, takes 2 minutes. And then you can schedule a consult with Heartland Men's Health. They will do your lab work with you, have your results within 30 minutes. A licensed medical provider will review your results with you, discuss your options, and help you make the decision together with the medical team. Cost of the appointment is $99, and that includes medical consult, T, and that PSA test. But if you sign up for testosterone treatment the day of your appointment, that visit is free. You could be back to having some of those same feelings that you had when you were in your 20s and your 30s. Heartland Men's Health, successfully treating men in the Kansas City area. 3 locations to serve you: Overland Park, Independence, between Blue Springs and Lee Summit, and North Kansas City. Call them today at 844-447-6600. Tell them you heard about it right here on Sports Radio 810 WHB. 844-447-6600, or visit heartlandmenshealth.com. We'll talk with Matt Derrick coming up at 11 o'clock. Let's hear from Eli Drinkwitz. This is clip number 3. Drake, if we can play that. This was on the Jim Rome show yesterday after Eli Drinkwitz at the podium yesterday morning talked about all of the different teams. If you do the college football playoff the way that he would like it to be structured, you would have maybe 30 teams that would be involved in some way, shape, or form. And then people went and said that, well, he's coming up with an idea of a 30-team playoff. So, Sterling, can you please ask the question for Eli to clarify this college football playoff?
Eli, welcome to the jungle. Rack 'em. That's a great call, Eli.
You got to ask him the question to clarify his format.
Eli, can you clarify the playoff format?
I want to talk a little bit more about
It's a
this.
great call.
Yes, that's right. Thank you,
Rack
Jim.
'em.
Thank you, Jim. Dear Rome, it's not 30 teams. It's actually 16 teams. Signed, Eli. What a great email. Thank you, Eli. I want to talk more about this on the other side of the break, and we'll get into, the sort of breakdown of this, but his point being, because he talked about yesterday that when you've got your selection committee that is trying to find 11 teams, so if you're doing the 5+11, 5 automatic qualifiers and 11 at-large bids, you've got a selection committee that's trying to figure out the 11 teams that belong. Are they the most deserving? Are they the best? With intrinsic biases in every human being that they have, even if you try to, I'm going to set my bias aside. Well, it might be really difficult to do that, to truly not have a bias. This is a way that would eliminate the selection committee, is really his point. You would know going into the season exactly what it takes, because that's been a big issue with the selection committee in basketball, in football, is, okay, so this year in college basketball, are we valuing your best wins, or are we valuing your worst loss? Like, is it bad? Is it better to have a really good win and a really bad loss? Or is it better to have no bad losses and no real great win, but you didn't have any bad losses? What's better? Well, it depends on the year. So we don't really know the criteria there. What about RPI? That was back in the day, right? What about all these different rankings? Should you be in the top 20 of KenPom, top 50 of KenPom, top 60 of KenPom? Back in the day, the Sagarin ratings. Where are you in the Sagarin, right? And in football, it's like, one, we haven't got to 16 yet. But even looking at the criteria last year, it's like, okay, so is it, non-conference games? Well, what if you didn't play any non-conference games that were any good? Well, you won them. Right, so now you're saying it's just your record. Well, no, it's not just your record. You have to show that you're good enough. Okay, well, this team played a non-conference game and 1 against a team that's getting in the playoff, but they have 2 more losses in conference play in a different conference than this team that has a better conference record but didn't play anybody in the non-conference. Yeah, but look at their record. Okay, so what are we talking about here? And to Eli Drinkwitz's point, what this does is eliminate that conversation, because it can also create a non-conference where you're more willing to play better teams. You're more willing to say, you know what, let's go and play this big team from the Big Ten because it can get us ready for the SEC play or the Big 12 play, because all we got to do in the Big 12, if we get 3 automatic qualifiers, and that's what Eli was saying, 4 in the SEC, 4 in the Big 10, 3 in the Big 12, and 3 in the ACC. So that's going to give you 14 of the 16 teams that are in there, and then you'd have a group of 5 and an at-large. I mean, Notre Dame, figure it out, get in the conference.
Grow up.
But you would have, going into the Big 12 season, hey, KU, K-State, finish in the top 6 of the Big 12, and you're in the playoff. Because if you're number 6, you're going to play on Championship Saturday. There's not going to be a Big 12 championship game. The number 6 team in the Big 12, you're playing the number 1 team in the Big 12 to go to the playoff. There's going to be a Big 12 championship game anyway. You're already saying it's okay for those 2 teams to play an extra game.
Sure.
So what Eli is saying, well, now you've created not only those 6 teams that finish in the top 6, but what about 7, 8, and 9 in the Big 12 that are a game here, a game there away from, oh my God, we can make the play-in of the playoffs in the Big 12 to get the automatic qualifier. In the SEC, you might go 11 or 12 deep to get in the top 8.
Yeah.
In the SEC and the Big 10.
I don't know why the smaller conferences, though, would like this. I feel like they would not be the smaller conferences, just in general.
Well, precursor of breaking away, too, so
True.
We'll see about that. I want to talk a little bit more about this on the other side of the break. More Zone next. We're going to hang out with Matt Derrick coming up later on this hour. Chiefs Digest 41 is the Mike podcast. Get his thoughts as the Chiefs head to training camp on Sunday. Sunday. They report to St. Joe, and they will have their conditioning tests on Monday. They got to run them gassers. You got them gassers going on. Got a little bit of that gas.
Who yaks?
And then on Tuesday, the first practice that is open to the media, not open to the public, but open to season ticket holders. That'll be there on Tuesday. And that will be the first day that we'll be looking at who the starters are going to, who's running out there with the first team. Is Jalen Moore healthy, first of all? Because if Jalen Moore is still nursing the knee, then who's running out there for the first team isn't as fun of a conversation. If it's like, well, yeah, Josh Simmons is the left tackle with the ones because Jalen Moore's over there in the tent riding the bike.
Yeah.
All right. If Jalen Moore's healthy, ready to go.
Ethan Driscoll.
That's right. If Jalen Moore is healthy, ready to Kingsley Suamataia. If Jalen is healthy, then it's a better conversation, more enlightening as how they would view it starting the season, Jalen Moore or Josh Simmons. There's a lot of questions for how this season and the training camp, for as much as it feels like a lot of these positions are already wrapped up and there aren't many jobs on the line, as far as like the 53-man roster, there are questions about who's playing where. Obviously, left guard, left tackle, the slot, the outside corner, Jaden Hicks filling in and becoming the next Justin Reed, or
running back, breakdown,
right,
shakedown.
Yes, that's right. Or Jaden Hicks just becoming the next Jaden Hicks and being a baller, being a dog, and being a guy that, as Justin Reed told us last week, that they learned early on. He said early on we knew that we had to find ways to get him on the field. We found that out early on with Jaden Hicks, which is awesome. So we'll see what he ends up being this year. So there's a lot of questions going into the beginning of training camp, just to how guys will line up. We'll talk about that with Matt Derrick, Omar Norman Lott, the second rounders signing some contracts. We'll get into that as well. And then Mick Schaefer will join us. But we were talking about, as we went to break, Eli Drinkwitz clarifying his comments on the college football playoff and having the 16-team college football playoff. Now, how the group of five is decided, he didn't really talk about that. He sort of glossed over it.
Yeah.
If you missed it, he said, instead of having a selection committee, where if you've got the 5+11 format, 5 automatic qualifiers and 11 at-large bids, you would have a college football playoff committee that's going to select 11 teams out of like 30 that are all going to be talking about, no, we're deserving. Or really, I mean, honestly, it's like out of 18. So that would maybe really be in that conversation. So you've got a selection committee saying most deserving or best in that argument that takes place. His format is really a way to try to eliminate the playoff committee. So you take the top 8 teams from the SEC and you play 1 versus 8, 2 versus 7, 3 versus 6, 4 versus 5, and you do the same thing in the Big Ten. Those 4 winners of each of those conferences get the automatic qualifier. Big 12 and ACC, you've got 3 automatic qualifiers. So 1 versus 6, 2 versus 5, 3 versus 4 in both of those. And then he said there would be an automatic qualifier for the group of 5, which he did not really say how they would get that automatic qualifier. We will have a selection committee for the group of 5.
Yeah.
And then there would be an at-large, in which he did not say how the at-large team would also get in. So it would be a 14 plus 1 plus 1 to get to 16. So that's his way of going about it. Again, not knowing how you would figure out the group of 5 and Notre Dame and the at-large bid.
Sure.
As far as these conferences are concerned, I love that idea because you go into the season and you know immediately. Like Missouri right now, there was I can't remember who it was that picked Mizzou to make the college football playoff. And their reasoning was the way the schedule breaks this year for Mizzou. They don't leave Columbia for the first 6 weeks of the season, and he predicted them to go 10-2 and be an at-large team to make the college football playoff. But if you go 10-2 this year, are you guaranteed to make the playoff? I don't know if that's going to get you in the playoff, but I promise you this. If you go 10-2 And the playoff format is this, where the top 8 teams in the SEC will go to Championship Saturday or AQ Saturday, whatever you want to call it. You know for a fact if you're 10-2, you're playing on that Saturday to make it to the playoffs, to maybe host a game in Columbia in the playoffs to be that team.
I think if you are Missouri, this is the best case scenario, what Eli is talking about. That's the Big Ten's. Isn't that what the Big Ten wants, is this? Correct as well?
I think the Big Ten, was the Big Ten talking about 5 plus 11, or I can't remember.
I think the SEC wants 5 plus 11, and the Big Ten is more in line.
SEC wants 4 SEC teams.
Yeah, but
4 automatic qualifiers from the SEC,
It's
and
just-
2 from the Big Ten and 2 from the ACC, which is why Eli said this isn't going to make the commissioner very happy.
No.
By me
No,
saying
no,
this
no.
on the record of, well, we shouldn't be talking about 5 plus 11. We should be talking about 1 through 8, and then the Big 12 and the ACC get 3. And that's what his point was. It's not going to make the commissioner happy when we're talking about the ACC and the Big 12 getting 3, and we're getting 4, when our commissioner wants the ACC and the Big 12 to combined get 4.
Yeah, the ACC is the one that kind of is the outlier in my mind. I think the Big 12, we'll see, but I think there are some good teams in the Big 12.
If I'm the Big 12 and you say that
You're thrilled by this.
yeah, I was going to say, if I'm the Big 12 and you say, all right, the Big 10 and the SEC are going to get 4 and we'll get 3, we'll take it.
ACC would be thrilled. Big 12 will be thrilled. If you're a group of 5, you're pissed.
Yeah.
If you Notre Dame doesn't matter because you join a conference. But yeah, I think if you are a group of 5, or you gotta hate this because you have to be the best of 100 teams or 85 teams, whatever it would be, to have a chance. You have to be one of 85. Boise State.
And maybe there's a group of 5 selection committee that picks 4 teams. And those 4 teams play on AQ Saturday, and they play 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3. Well, I guess that would give you 2 teams in the as an AQ as opposed to 1. So I don't think you'd want to do a little 4-team tournament. So maybe they only pick 2 teams for the automatic qualifier. I don't know. They'll have to figure that out. But no matter what number they get to, I like the idea. Even if it's, let's say, 3 for the SEC, so 1 through 6.
Sure.
At least there's a path that is, before the season what the rules are and what the entrance to the playoff is. And it's not arbitrary year by year like it feels like with the college basketball selection committee, that even when we get to 68, people are complaining about the next 4 teams that didn't get in. And by the way, when we get to 72, people are going to be complaining about 73, 74, 75, and 76.
The one thing I will point out, last year there were some blue bloods, don't get me wrong, but it was Boise State, Arizona State, Indiana, SMU. I mean, that's 4 teams that are non-traditional that made it last year. It wasn't just SEC bias. So I don't know what the SEC is thinking now, if they would even be more on board with Eli's thought process here, because, hey, they didn't get the big name brand recognition boost last year, right? They didn't get that last year.
Well, who was the group of 5 team that made it? How many group of 5 teams made it with the 12?
Boise State.
There you go. 1. There wasn't an at-large group of 5?
The Notre Dame would be the
Right, but Notre Dame isn't a group of 5. Notre Dame is we're better than everybody else. Look at all of our championships that we won back when nobody had color TV.
So last year, Big 12, you had Arizona State.
Sorry, Grunny,
that's it,
or
yeah.
HD TV.
How many SEC teams last year? Tennessee, Texas, Georgia.
Yeah.
3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, this is 12 teams. We're talking 16 now, so it's going to make a little bit of a difference.
Right.
I like it, and I get his thought process because then again, you do know exactly what you need. I don't know if Missouri gets, and this is me as a Missouri alum, I'm cynical a lot of times when it comes to the voting process, but I don't know if them not being a major brand hurts them. I think in certain years it does, but like last year it showed that it didn't matter. I think last year it didn't matter if you were a big brand or not. Bama got left out. Ole Miss, and I don't even think left out's the right word, because I think Indiana earned it. I think SMU earned it.
Well, you know where the next ranked group of 5 team was in the college football playoff poll out of 1 through 25? Because we know the 12 teams that made it, and we know Boise State was there, and Boise State was ranked number 9, but they got as winning the AQ from the group of 5 as the highest ranked group of 5 team. They got the home game. The next closest group of 5 team was Army at number 22.
Wow. Yeah.
So to Eli Drinkwitz's point, the group of 5 gets an AQ team. Well, what about an at-large? Well, how many years is an AQ going to be in an at-large for a 16-team playoff anyway? Because Alabama didn't make it. If we're talking about you went from 12 going to 16, what are the next 4? Well, Alabama, Miami, Ole Miss, South Carolina, BYU, Iowa State, Missouri, Illinois, Syracuse. 9 teams. The next 9 teams that didn't make it are from, at this point, the Big Four.
Yeah.
The Big Four, the Power Four conferences. And then Army, and then Colorado, and then UNLV and Memphis.
Okay. And those would have been the 2, UNLV and Memphis.
UNLV and Memphis are 24 and 25. But you've got Army 22, UNLV 24, and Memphis 25. 1 through 21 are a group of 4 and Boise.
And I actually thought last year, the 12 teams, Clemson was the one where I guess you look at. But I thought the top 11, I was pretty content with. I forget, how did Clemson get in because they won the...
Yeah, they won the ACC.
They won the ACC. So then you had the top 12, actually, I thought were fair. Bama don't get blown out by, was it Oklahoma? Missouri, if you beat South Carolina. South Carolina, if you don't start slow. Ole Miss had a couple bad losses thrown in there as well. Like I actually thought last year was fairly what I would have done, and maybe I'm biased here because I even said I sometimes like some of the smaller teams or maybe teams that we've not seen as much. I get IU and SMU and the fight they put up in the first. I get all that. I understand the argument. Would Bama put up a better fight? Sure, they probably would have, but don't lose to Oklahoma. It's not like OU. You're not losing to
Bama don't lose to Vandy.
Don't lose to Vandy. Like I'm not saying you didn't lose to Tennessee. That's not what we're talking about. Yeah. You can't lose to the bad teams in your conference. I don't care if it's who did Indiana beat. Doesn't matter. Their schedule lined up favorably for them last year. Missouri's lines up favorably for them this year. You take advantage of it. I like Eli's methodology a lot more. I still think if you're the group of 5, or not group of group of 5, whatever it is.
Group of 4.
Power
4.
The non-group of 4.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. G5. Sorry about that. Power 4 and group of however many are left.
I don't think you're thrilled, but you're right.
But also, like last year, it was same thing. I mean, you're 1 through.
Yeah, but it's 1 year though too. That's 1 year,
right? I agree. But that was 1 year where we're like, man, we need to expand this to give more of an opportunity to the teams that aren't in the Power 4, Power 5 conferences. Okay, great. We expanded it to 12.
And maybe Boise State takes a step back without Ashton Genty, and maybe we're talking about how there's no group of
there has to
5.
be a highest ranked.
There has to be one, but my point is maybe it's 20.
Army.
Yeah, maybe it's Army.
Yeah, you might have gone down all the way to number 22, the highest ranked team there. But to have the highest ranked team, you would have to have a poll. So therefore, the selection committee to have that highest ranked team. So again, in Eli Drinkwitz's format, or this particular format, we still don't know. He has not clarified how the AQ for the group of 5 would be handed out.
No.
Again, maybe you have a group of 5 specific committee that will then decide. Because at that point, Eli's like, yeah, whatever. I mean, that doesn't affect us. Because he said you've got 30 teams that all would have interest, would all have an opportunity to make the playoff. Well, 28 of those are in the Power 4. Because you would have 16 of them in the SEC and the Big Ten by having 1 through 8 playing for the 4 automatic qualifiers, and you would have the 12 in the Big 12 and the ACC by having 1 through 6 in each team, in each conference, because you get 3 automatic qualifying teams. That gives you 28 teams that would be playing on AQ Saturday to get into the playoffs.
As a fan, that's amazing. But if you are, let's say, the number 1 team, let's say you're Georgia. Let's say you're the number 1 team in the SEC, and you're playing
a home game against the number 8 team in the conference.
I get that, but if you lose that game,
well, we've talked about if you go to the SEC championship and you've already got 2 losses and you lose that game, now are you out of the playoffs?
That's my point. What like, let's just say it's like Mississippi, Auburn. Yeah. Auburn was 7-5 or 8-4, probably 7-5, and you're the number 8, and Georgia was 11-1. Does that mean that Auburn's in and Georgia no longer makes the college football playoff? Because I think that would be pretty absurd.
Well, I mean, I thought, last year we thought there were some things that were pretty absurd of like, okay, well, who's the best team? That's, which Alabama could make a run. Alabama's going to be better than Indiana and SMU and these teams that are in there. Well, again, like you talked about, go and win it on the field.
Go and win on the field. But that to me would be drastic. That would be to me, and maybe that's the risk you take doing it that way. But if you're and you say don't lose, but
therefore
you're
you can
like
win it
you
on
lost.
the field. You can't complain about, well, we didn't get chosen for an opportunity to even go and play.
No, agreed. But
you got to host the team at home there between the hedges. If you're Georgia, you're number one in the SEC. We'll give you an SEC championship, your regular season SEC champions. All right. There's no championship game, but you are the conference champions throughout the regular season. Boom, you can.
And you miss the college football playoffs that way. I guess maybe they could be the at-large bid. Then I guess
be the at-large bid.
That would be the point. But again, if you're Missouri, let's say you go easy schedule.
Because they really
I don't know if they're going to go 10-2.
I mean, honestly,
that's too egregious.
Did they miss the playoffs? Because we're sort of talking about this being the playoffs here. Like, you're on AQ Saturday, you're in the playoffs at that point.
And again, as a fan, this would be amazing.
Yeah.
As a fan, and again, as a Missouri fan, I think you would love this because the odds of you going 10-2 or 11-1. Again,
I think if
let's
you're
be
a KU
real.
or K-State fan, you love this.
You love this. You're a KU. K-State maybe less so because K-State might be a higher ranked team in the Big 12. They if you told me K-State was the number one seed in the Big 12, I wouldn't be surprised. If they lost to, they get 3.
Yeah,
so they'd be 1 versus 6.
Yeah.
So that could be even KU K-State. That'd be fun. You know what? I'm in. I'm in for chaos. As a fan, this would be amazing.
Yeah. So the standings last year, K-State would have been 7th last year. Arizona State, Iowa State, BYU, Colorado, Baylor, TCU, Texas Tech. K-State would come in 7th last year. But those last 2 weeks would have been pretty fascinating.
Yeah, that would have been
pretty amazing. Looking at all the different things that could take place. Kansas came in 9th.
Okay.
But again, you're talking about those last couple of weeks where everybody is paying attention and involved. Missouri finished 4th or 5th last year in the SEC. They were 4th, I guess, at 5-3, or they were tied with 15 other teams at 5-3.
Yeah.
Mizzou, Ole Miss, Alabama, LSU, South Carolina, and A&M were all 5-3. That is 9 teams that finished 5-3 or better.
Then
so
someone's getting left out.
There's a 5-3 team that would lose out in the tiebreaker of 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 different teams. So
would it be A&M who went 8-5 versus Missouri 10-3, or does A&M because they beat Missouri get the I mean, you'd have to
coin flips and thumb wars and stuff.
The more we talk about this, the more intrigued I am
coins.
because I do think that this would be a very, very fun, enjoyable
Plus,
for a fan thing. More teams.
Don't you think it would create non-conference where teams would be more willing to play non-conference games against some bigger opponents?
Well, yes, because it wouldn't matter as much. It wouldn't matter at all,
right.
basically.
Well, now you're gonna. What you're doing is you're taking away from the regular season. It's now now it's going to be oversaturated and it's not going to mean as much the regular season anymore. Like every single week matters in college football. Okay, well, if every single week matters, then there are games that are played early on in the season that are wins or losses, and you're like, yeah, but that was early on in the year. No. Early on in the year matters because every single week matters in college football. So if this team lost in week 1, well, then now they're out.
Yeah.
Because you told me that every single week matters. Yeah, but they've gotten better as the season has gone on.
It was
Look
Notre
how
Dame.
they're playing now. Right. Look how they're playing
Last year,
now. And
Northern Illinois.
Yeah, but they lost that game early on in the year. But that was early. No, every single week matters. You've told me that. So while it may not be that every single week matters because if you lose, you're out, it could also create matchups where we might see more often these non-conference games against other Power 4 teams.
Because it wouldn't matter at all, basically.
It wouldn't cost you a college football playoff appearance. It could really only help you.
Because if you win, that could give you hope for the at-large.
Right. If you win that one, then maybe you get an at-large bid. Maybe you're a team that loses on AQ Saturday and you had a good non-conference schedule and you went 3-0 if you're in the Big 10 and Big 12, but 4-0 if you're in the SEC, and you beat a bigger opponent. Well, okay, we lost as the 2 seed in the SEC. We were the 2 seed and we lost to the 7. Crazy last-minute thing, whatever. but we went 4-0 and we had one loss this year. We're going to get the automatic qualifier because of what. Look at our non-conference. And this team had one loss and lost on AQ, but they had 4, teams against the Institute of No Thumbs. And, that's a tough
Couldn't
team.
open doors.
Right. You can't catch. It's tougher to catch the football. There was a lot of fumbles and everything like that. But yeah, you beat those 4 teams. But who did you really beat? I mean, it could create that as well. It wouldn't be as every single week matters the way that we've talked about. But once you get into SEC play or conference play in the Big 12, then the weeks would matter. Because
Even more so.
against this team right now, well, man, I mean, if we're tied with our record at the end of the season, we need this head-to-head. We talk about with the Chiefs all the time. Like the Chiefs' 17 games is about setting up for the number 1, 2, 3, or 4 seed. Well, the NFL, the regular season doesn't even matter. Well, it does. It's the most popular sport in America. Football is the most popular sport in the world, depending on which one you're talking about. All right, the most popular sport in America is football, and that regular season plays 17 games really against 4 other teams or 3 other teams in your conference, in your division to make the playoffs. But we're also talking about it from the standpoint of, well, you're playing these 17 games so that you can get a home game in the playoffs or you can get a bye in the playoffs. Like, it's all to set up in the playoffs. Like, people complain about college basketball that, well, college basketball regular season doesn't matter. It's all about the tournament. Yeah, but it's about setting up for the tournament.
Yeah.
You're trying to get a better seed for the tournament, which is all the NFL is doing too.
I'm more and more in on Eli's thought process. I don't know what it's going to end up going to.
I have no idea if
we
they'll
have
ever
no
get to
idea.
this,
But this is a very intriguing and fairly well thought. There's obviously a lot of things you need to figure out, but for the most part, maybe I'm naive, maybe I'm gullible, but I'm swayed, and that's not just because it's Missouri.
But some of it is. What percentage would you put it on Missouri being the reason that swayed you?
Oh, man.
If Lance or Kleiman had come up with this.
Hate it.
I knew it.
Hate it. Horrible idea.
It's, why? Because you're Mr. Brightside, right? All right, we continue right here on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Jason Anderson with you, Sterling Holmes, the Drake, heading up until 2 o'clock. Mick Schaefer will join us. We'll talk with Matt Derrick, some football. The Maryland Terrapins had the number one player in the country, according to Rivals industry rankings. And that player is Zion Ali, E-L-E-E, Zion Ali. He is the number one player in the country. He's a 5-star edge rusher, okay? Travis Hunter played both ways in college, as we know, and then drafted as a 2-way player in the NFL. Zion has informed Maryland that he wants to play both ways in college as well. He is a 5-star edge who is 6'4", 220 pounds, an 80-inch wingspan, and runs a 4.4 40-yard dash.
80?
80-inch wingspan. He can broad jump over 11 feet.
So he went to play what? Edge and tight end?
You would think. He wants to play edge and wide receiver.
Yeah.
Cornerback wide receiver, you're like, okay, that kind of makes sense. A dude who's going to be an edge in college is going to also not play tight end, but play wide receiver?
But he's got that Micah Parsons build a little bit.
I mean,
a little bit.
Oh, right.
6'4", 220.
No,
that's
I agree. I'm talking about the freak nature of somebody that has that athletic profile that is going to play on the edge in college football. Because let's be honest, if you're going to be playing on the edge in college football as a freshman, those are your measurables. As a junior, are you going to be 6'4", 220 at Maryland?
You'll be 6'4", 250.
Or excuse me, at Alabama? He starts at Maryland, but when he's at Alabama or Georgia in a couple of years or next year, who knows, what's he going to be at that point? Because DK Metcalf is right around 6'4", 220. So we're talking about that's the size, that's what it looks like to be the size of the number one recruit in the country that wants to play defensive end, wants to play edge and wide receiver. I thought for sure edge, tight end. All right, you want to play tight end. We see these guys that are that size. Okay, Travis Kelce's 6'6", 250, 260. All right, edge. That makes sense. No, I want to play wide receiver. Well, maybe tight end. Maybe a little split you out wide as a receiving tight end.
You'll be Sam Laporta.
Yeah, we don't need you blocking here, but you want to play wide receiver?
You'll be Dalton Kincaid.
We'll tell you you're wide receiver, but you're really going to be listed as a tight end. Yeah, that's right. That's right. We don't need you to block.
I wonder how much coaches absolutely hate that Travis Hunter did what he did and it worked. Because if you are a top prospect, I get you wanting to play both. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's enjoyable. And if you're good enough, you can go to a school, and if they let you, then yeah. You might choose Maryland over Georgia if Georgia's like, no, you're only playing one. You pick one. Because Georgia, if you're that program, I think you have the cachet to say that.
Mm-hmm.
Maryland, if you want to get that guy, you have to acquiesce and say, yeah, we'll let you play both. Well, you come here, we'll let you play both. I wonder how much coaches absolutely hate that it worked. It's almost like Shohei. Like, it worked for Shohei, so now guys who are top prospects are like, no, I want to do both.
Well, yeah, we'll sign you telling you you're going to do both.
Jack Caglione.
Cags is never going to throw a pitch in a Major League game.
But
unless it's we're going to bring somebody in, it's a position player, let's just throw Cags out there. And then they're also going to tell Cags, do not throw it in the 90s.
Yes.
All right, just throw it over the plate. All right. So, yes, we're going to sign you. You want to pitch, you want to hit as well. We're going to let you do both. We're actually going to stop letting you do both now.
I do wonder, though, how much I would love to get some coaches' perspectives, even Maryland's coach perspective of you have to if you want him to come here to your program, you got to let him do both. But how much he's really thinking this sucks.
Yeah, but right. Not only do you have to make sure he knows that you're going to let him do both. You also then have to follow through on that because with the transfer portal and NIL, because there will be if you don't let him play both. There will be another team that will say, Zion, we'll let you play both here.
Correct.
You could play wide receiver here. We'll let you play tight end here.
Yep.
They're not. They lied to you. They're telling you you're going to play wide receiver and defensive end as a sophomore. Oh, really? Didn't they tell you that as a freshman? Mm-hmm. And they didn't let you do that? So they've already lied to you once. Why don't you come here?
Professional's different. Because professional, you'll say, hey, you're in a contract, man.
Sorry,
we got you right. Sorry.
Yep, absolutely. You're not going to do that.
College? No. And so I would love to know, get some truth serum to some of these coaches and say, how much do you hate that it actually worked out for Travis Hunter, that it worked?
Unless there's somebody that's legit like Travis Hunter. Unless this guy who has apparently on, let's see, according to the story, on Max Preps, he has no receiving stats. So on Max Preps, he has no receiving stats unless he gets to campus and the guy that's 6'4", 220, runs a 4.4, broad jumps 11 feet, has an 80-inch wingspan, is somebody at the goal line, and you're like, yeah. Hey, QB, throw it to that guy who's going to box out jump, and can, reach the sky when he jumps up. Let's put it in the hands of that guy. Unless that's the case. But if he's just terrible as a wide receiver and can't catch but still wants to play, then it's like, oh, good God.
Mm-hmm.
How do we find ways to look? Hey, we're going to put him out there on the field, but don't throw it to him. Okay. We're gonna put it out there on the field. Okay, we're gonna do this quick little wide receiver screen thing.
We'll make him happy.
Okay,
we'll make him happy.
But that's really it. Okay, so but anything other than that, like we're gonna put him out there and have him run some routes, but he's not actually gonna get the ball. Do not throw the ball to him.
Do you think we'll see an uptick in the next couple years?
I mean, you got to be good enough to do it at the Division I level. I mean, Travis Hunter is such an outlier that. Otani's. We're talking about professional players with Otani being an outlier.
I'm not disagreeing. Yeah.
So, I think there are a lot of guys that probably could do it that weren't given the opportunity to do it. So yeah, I think we'll see more college players say, I played both ways in high school, and I think I can play both ways in college. So if I'm going to commit to your school, I need you to commit to me that I'm going to get the opportunity to play both ways.
Yeah.
And if I don't earn it offensively, then I don't earn it offensively. Clearly, Travis Hunter was the best cornerback on the team and the best wide receiver on the team. So, but if I don't earn it and I'm not good, you should have enough faith in you that it shouldn't be, well, we'll let you play wide receiver just because. No, we'll let you play wide receiver if you're good enough. You can earn that spot. We'll give you the opportunity to earn the spot. McCole Hardman went to Georgia as a cornerback. And then it was like, that's not working out. Let's try you at wide receiver. Okay, now we got you as a wide receiver. You're earning your spot. It wasn't just, hey, you're a great athlete, we're going to move you to cornerback, and you're going to play wide receiver for us, so you stay here. No, he was a damn fine wide receiver at Georgia. So we'll give you the opportunity, but you have to go and earn it. And if you don't earn it, then we'll make a decision at that point. Because if somebody's going to be recruiting you for NIL and transfer portal, they're also going to have the information that it didn't work out for you here and why it didn't work out for you here on the offense or defensive side. But I would wonder how much it would be offensive players that want to play defense versus defensive players that want to play offense.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Not many guys on offense are like, you know what, let me play defense
Let me go tackle. I really want to go intercept the ball so I can get my hands on the ball. Oh, wait, I'm a wide receiver. I get my hands on the ball all the time anyway. Yeah, let me do that. I'll just go and do that. No, you're a stud cornerback. Yeah, but I also want to play wide receiver. I also want to play. I want to kick return. I want the ball in my hands. All right, I'm stopping other guys from getting the football. Now I want to get the football in my hands. This guy's a defensive end that has no receiving stats in high school, but going to Maryland saying I want to play wide receiver.
It's the opposite of linemen, though. There's not many. I don't think defensive tackles are like, yeah. Let me also be a guard. If you're a guard, you might want to play D tackle though, because you might be able to get after the court. Yeah, I do think
Brian Waters, defensive tackle, moved to guard.
There you go.
But that worked out because of necessity, because he wasn't going to make it as a defensive tackle.
Correct.
So they sent him to NFL Europa, as Carl Peterson would call it, and he was like one of the star players learning to play guard. And then we know he's now Brian Waters, a fantastic player. He wouldn't have been Brian Waters, the defensive tackle that is known. All right, let's take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll continue rolling. Matt Derrick will hang out with us. We'll talk with Mick Schaefer as well. We'll talk some Chiefs. More Zone next. All right, hanging out on this Friday edition of The Zone. Jason Anderson with you, Sterling Holmes, the Drake. Matt Derrick, Chiefs Digest 41 is the Mike podcast. Matt, what's up, brother?
Other than I'm finally awake.
Oh, you're good. You are good. You know what? We're all awake. It's a Friday. You know, I know it's a little overcast, but we're heading into the weekend, right? We got there.
Everybody's
we got
working for the weekend.
That's right. This is the last week, the last show before we're talking about training camp, before we're actually seeing the Chiefs at training camp. Well, I guess Monday's show, they'll be doing workouts, so we won't get to see them. So I guess there's really one
Get
more
a little
show.
Andy Reid to talk about.
That's right. Yeah, we'll hear from Mark Donovan Tuesday morning, and then it's go time with press conferences Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I mean, it's fun, Matt, because we get the press conferences live on the air while the media is asking a question. Like, hey, Mike, when with last year as you came in, and then Mike Pinnell is like, yeah, I mean, in the background, Travis over here, ah! And the kids screaming and everything,
And then the occasional, four-wheeler riding by, carrying equipment.
the gator going by, yeah, hell yeah, it is here, baby, it is here, Tuesday,
And I'm gone.
thank God, it's even better.
It's
You know
like
what I mean,
training
Matt?
training camp comes, and I'm like, you know what? That's my time for my summer vacation.
Little vacay. I typically take the week after Tahoe. I usually take that off the week after because Tahoe is it's so draining. You know what I mean? Like it's just
imagine.
Oh my goodness. But I didn't this year, because Sterling, I wanted to make sure that we had a show together in studio over this, 4-week span that we weren't going to be around each other, just so we would see what it was like again. See if you
I
wanted-
feel something.
Yeah, that's right. But you'll be back.
Time off makes the
is
heart
very
grow
heartwarming.
That's
stronger.
right. That's exactly right. 100%. Matt Derrick, our guest, are you ready? Are you ready for camp?
Oh no, I'm never. I mean, I had the grandest of plans this year about working ahead on some things
Oh,
and
no.
getting all thing all set because usually about 15 minutes into camp, I'm 2 weeks behind. And I'm probably right about there.
Oh, no.
I'm okay. I mean, if I have a good weekend,
I'm okay.
I'm
that
okay.
I'm okay was
says
great.
says the guy who just overslept this morning and slept through his alarm.
It
so,
happens.
Yeah,
You were hibernating. It's okay.
there you go. Too much salmon. I'm just like those bears in Alaska. Just
When is Big Bear Week?
when is it? It's like the first week of October, and
Okay,
it's
we gotta-
Fat Bear Week, not Big Bear Week.
Okay, sorry. Well, I didn't know if we changed it in 2025,
No.
Matt.
Oh
Big-
no,
Big Bear
it's,
chased
it's
me.
still all about being fat. No.
Okay.
Yeah, great outdoors is Big
Eating
Bear.
that salmon.
Big Bear chased me. But as they say, best laid plans. Here's my
Best
off
laid
season.
plans.
This is
Yeah.
what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Work ahead, and here you are 2 days before they report,
So-
and you're already 2 weeks behind.
Gotta. If I have a good solid weekend of prep and everything like that,
Yeah.
I'll feel like I can hit the ground running and everything. But
Cram
you
for
know
the
what?
test.
That's what camp is. I mean,
Yeah.
camp is drinking from the fire hose.
You know what? Everybody is getting ready for the season. Even the media members are going.
Not 10 pounds lighter than I was last year. None of those things. I don't have all these goals that I'm not going to tell you about because they're secret.
But
Who are you looking for? Who are you looking for to the challenge of covering this year?
looking forward to the challenge.
I'm looking for the
Saint
challenge
Joe.
covering everybody. I mean,
Saint Joe.
Who's ever on the schedule that day?
Because we will find out what the players' goals are this year. Do you have any goals for training camp? You have any goals for this upcoming season? What are your goals? And just win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Win the Super Bowl.
win
Try
the
to go out
Super Bowl.
and win the Super Bowl.
Read a
you know.
book. I don't know.
That's fine. Yeah, I mean,
Sure.
people-
Try a new food.
You could be that too. Rookie, how you acclimating to? What do you think of St. Joe so far? I did like Justin Reed last week. That was like, because Noah Gray was on with a New Day yesterday morning, and Noah Gray's like, "No, I'm excited to get up there. It's fun. You're up there in the dorms and with the guys and everything." I'm like, okay, that's on the air. And then Justin Reed, now a New Orleans Saint, and we talked to him in Tahoe last week, and it was like, "Oh, I'm not going to miss it. Yeah, I'm not going to miss the dorms or the bed. You better get yourself, different things to go on that bed if you want to make it through camp without, a crick in your back and trying to, worry about sleeping wrong and your neck hurting the next day." It's like, he said, I got used to it over the 3 years. But it's not really an excitement of leading into it. It's funny hearing that as now he's a Saint and then Noah Gray yesterday. Oh, I'm excited. I can't wait to get it. It's so much fun. You know? I'm like, oh, that is the radio version of the answer right there. That's the I'm still a Chief getting ready to report, and I'm talking to a media member on the air version of St. Joe, and it's 2 days away.
Yeah, they're no. I mean, this kind of fits in with something we were talking about the other day about, can you believe players and what they say about coaches? Well, you can believe what players say about coaches after they retired.
Yes,
that's then you'll probably get the honest answers.
I mean, Derek Carr gave us the honest truth last week. It was like, okay, I'm retired. I'll tell you. I'll tell you the things that are going on.
But how impactful is it that they still do this? That even though Justin Reed has now talked about how he's almost glad he's not doing it, but in the moment, we know this is probably the most difficult training camp around the NFL, yet the results speak for themselves. How important and impactful is this?
I mean, to me, it's huge because Andy Reid's camps aren't difficult for the sake of being difficult. They're difficult because he gets things done. And that's where I think it differs because, like Todd Haley tried to have a difficult training camp, but it was just for the sake of being difficult. It was like, okay, we're going to put some guys in a porta potty and close the door and throw a football at them and then open the door and see if they can catch it. I mean, we're just
Is that true, by the way?
Is it true that he did that?
Yes.
It's on video.
Yeah, it's
go on YouTube.
Did I miss that?
Oh,
wow.
yeah. Yes. Yeah, oh, yeah. So, Andy Reid's camps are difficult because his goal is like,
by the way, Keystone, the intern, just pulled his laptop to him and was like, yes, I will do that.
Look it up.
Look it up and show me.
Look it up and see.
There you go.
Todd Haley porta potty.
But also, I mean, well.
Make sure it's safe for work.
Yeah, I was going to say. Make sure it's safe for work there, guy. But it's a great point about Andy Reid. The difficulty is there it serves a purpose.
Right. I mean, his goal is, he doesn't have a time. It's not like that. I mean, they have a schedule for sure. I mean, it's like, here's how long you're going to do everything. But you're going to do what's on the schedule, and it's going to take whatever it takes. If this practice is scheduled for 2:20 and you're efficient and you get everything done in 2:10, you're off the field. I mean, and if you're having a bad day, if there's a lot of coaching and teaching involved, maybe it's going to be 2:30 that day. I mean, he lets the practice down to a T. And that's the one thing that usually players will tell you about being in an Andy Reid training camp. There's no dawdling. There's no just hanging around and chewing the fat and everything like that, waiting for something to happen. It's you do one thing and then you're on to the next.
Why don't other organizations and teams do this? Because, and maybe it's a case of other teams try, but when you're not Andy Reid, if you're not hoisting Lombardis, they're not going to listen. Maybe Joe Judge tried to because he was under the Bill Belichick tree, but when you do that, you're not Bill Belichick. It's not going to work for you. It's not who you are. Are you surprised that maybe other teams not trying this methodology, or just no one and these players aren't going to listen?
It's a couple of things. There's a lot of things that Andy Reid does that it just surprises me that nobody does. I thought that the Patrick Mahomes treatment as a rookie should be a just like clinic for other NFL coaches on how to treat young quarterbacks.
Does that mean sitting them a year, or what was the Holmes treatment?
Bringing them in, making sure that you've got a veteran mentor quarterback in front of them for a year. Somebody who's actually going to teach them and share with them and not be an aloof, jerk, like we know that some guys can be and have been. You've got not only a friendly, offensive coordinator who's going to be around with him for a while, but not just a quarterbacks coach that's going to be around with him for a while. But remember, what was it? Mike Kafka as an assistant quarterbacks coach that year, or maybe he might have even just been like an offensive assistant. He was just attached to the hip. He was assigned to Patrick Mahomes that entire year. It's just like that was his personal coach, and the fact that if you're doing that and you're just not surrounding your quarterback with as many people as possible to help him be a success in year one and to let him learn at his own pace. Hey, if the Chiefs hadn't been good, they probably would have played Patrick Mahomes. Even though they had Alex Smith, they probably at some point would have gone to him. They were good, so they're like, well, we're going to go with the veteran and see what happens. But it does. Even camp. I think part of it is that there's a lot of coaches who are not as organized as Andy Reid. So they don't have the 400-page binder about how you run training camp. Andy Reid's got you ask other coaches, and maybe they're being facetious, but they'll tell you that Andy Reid's got it, in his binder about training camp. It's going to be, hey, here's the dorms. Here's where everybody's going to, here's going to be the roommate assignments. I mean, he details everything down, as far as just how practice is going to be run, what's going to be done that day, and not just like on a day-to-day basis. I mean, right now, this team, his coaching staff, they know what they're going to be doing every single day of camp, and not just in general, but the specifics of it. And that's the entire season. I mean, and part of that just having a good routine and establishing it. And so, like you said, I mean, if you're organized, if you've got the culture built that you can do those things, it gets a lot easier. And if you've got that alpha, I guess, as the players would say, to dictate that, makes it a lot easier too. And I mean, Andy Reid's got that. He's got all of it.
When you also have years of honing and figuring out what works, what doesn't work, so many different training camps. I mean, Andy Reid this year, the rookies don't report early. I mean, you guys would be up in St. Joe, right?
Yeah, he's adjusting.
Because the rookies
he's
would have
giving
been
Matt
there.
Derrick a day off.
Matt Derrick needs it.
But the rookies would have been there yesterday, right? So they're there typically 3 days before the veterans report.
Yeah, veterans are reporting on what, the 20th?
Sunday.
So
they're reporting
today,
Sunday.
Today
So
the rookies would be on the field.
Rookies
They
would be on the field
yesterday.
right now. Yeah, so we'd be talking to you on the phone or figuring out a different time. Was that open to the media? Were the rookies open to the media too? I forget.
The rookies were open to the media.
Okay, yeah. So he's adjusted too, but it's years and years of figuring out what works, what doesn't work, how can we adjust here or there, and probably a little more difficult for first-year head coaches or their first 3 or 4 years. Plus, you have to have success for the players to believe in it too. More Matt Derrick next. All right, a couple more hours to go here on this Friday edition of the Zone. Chiefs report to camp on Sunday. They will have their conditioning tests on Monday. First practice out on the field on Tuesday. Open to the media, open to the season ticket holders that'll be there in St. Joe that can go and watch the practice. That comes up on Tuesday. So we're talking contracts, right? Let's do that here in this segment. Actually, you know what? Let's talk contracts after we talk plea deals.
There you go.
Let's talk about money going out versus money going in. So Trey Smith is getting money. Rashee Rice was spending money.
So credit before debit.
That's right. Yes, absolutely. Rashee Rice, we find out what the plea bargain is. He pleads guilty to 2 different third-degree felonies, 5 years probation, 30 years jail time. We'll figure out when that jail time is going to be served.
Whatever you want, apparently.
Yeah, apparently. And $1 million plus with restitution and lawyer fees. And by the way, it's the victim's lawyer fees, not necessarily his lawyer. He's got to pay also his lawyer fees as well. That's not going to be counted in the $1 million plus of restitution and the lawyer fees for the other victims. So this comes out. Matt, this thing fell into the laps of everybody that didn't seem like... I mean, we were talking with Todd literally on Tuesday if Rashee Rice would be going into his free agent year and wondering about a suspension still laying over his head. And it's like, well, if he's a free agent and there still might be a suspension, like we were talking about that on Tuesday, and then this happens. How do you think this thing got to where nobody that's, following this or anything had any idea that this was coming down yesterday, and then your reaction to what we ultimately learned?
Yeah, and that's one of the things we talked about. I mean, for the longest time, it feels like about this, thinking about when there was going to be a suspension for Rashee Rice, and it's like, well, until the criminal case is resolved, there's not going to be one. And when there's nothing on the books for a trial date, even, and everything had been continued to be pushed back, and then it was looking like maybe there was going to be a trial date after the season. It's like, well, if that's the case, I mean, unless there is a plea bargain, then, hey, Rashee Rice might not be suspended until 2026. The plea bargain, I mean, it was obviously well done by Rashee's attorneys to be able to keep it off the books and to do this outside the court. I mean, obviously it was done with the judge, so it's inside the jurisdictions of the court, but to have this, the negotiations behind the scene and to have the plea agreement not part of a publicized conference or anything of that nature, I mean, I think you got to give Rashee's attorney, a lot of credit for doing that. The timing of it, I mean, it's curious as far as, is this the timing that Rashee and his side wanted from both a legal standpoint and a football standpoint, professional standpoint? Because, this is just merely projection and everything, but and it's probably diminished a little bit by the fact that, we're not talking about something, more serious. We're not talking about there being a death in this case, because if there was, let's face it, Rashee would be done with football. We'd never be seeing him again. So he's very, very fortunate that he got lucky in this case, that people were not that seriously hurt. I mean, there was obviously serious injuries, but the fact that, this could have been a lot worse, and this is the thing, I mean, is that he was charged with some crimes that would, carry a penalty of up to 20 years in prison. So getting 30 days of jail time and getting the deferred probation, I mean, I think it's a sweetheart of a deal. I mean, I'm not criticizing it. Obviously, the judge and the prosecutor thought it was appropriate, but it's so much better than it could have been. And the timing of it, like I said, I mean, is this what Rasheed, maybe even the Chiefs, wanted as far as the penalty coming down and the timing of it, so that he's going to serve it at the beginning of the season? It won't be in the middle of the season. It's not going to be next year. It's going to be right now.
Yeah, that's what's going to be interesting is, I wonder if it was like, okay, our perfect timing would be this to come down like June, and then we get the 30 days over with before camp starts. And then we head to camp, and we're ready to go for this season. We'll find out whatever the suspension's going to be and how many games it's going to be, and we'll find out all of that information. But in the meantime, the 30 days of jail time is not going to be hanging over your head. People aren't going to be talking about that. People aren't going to be joking about it. What's the bye week? Well, we know what Rasheed Rice can do in the bye week. We know he could probably spend a few days in jail, knock some of those days out, right? It more than likely will be a running joke by a lot of people throughout the season. If he gets injured and misses a couple of weeks, well, we could certainly serve
get some time in.
Get some time in to knock those 30 days down a little bit. And so I don't know if this was the preferred timing of it. Adam Schefter tweeted out that the NFL can now expedite the process. And you tweeted out typically the timeline is 60 to 90 days. I mean, this thing has been out there on video for 18 months, essentially. And now we know what he's pleading guilty to. Any way this thing takes 60 to 90 days, or do you think it's more of the Adam Schefter saying they can now expedite this process to come up with a suspension?
Yeah, I mean, expedited seems to be the most likely scenario, and everything that I've been hearing certainly seems to suggest that there's going to be the punishment will probably be handed down before week 1, or we'll see. I mean, I've heard that that the Chiefs would obviously their preference would be, of all the times apparently, that they would like for the suspension to kick in after week 1, and it not be.
What about after week 4?
But that's the thing. I mean, I think you could pick almost anything. I mean, do you want him? I mean, he looks like. I mean, he's still going to miss the Ravens game. I mean, I don't think there's any doubt. I mean,
well, how about
Rice
this?
is going to start the season with
a
a suspension.
4-game suspension that starts after the Ravens game against the Jags, Lions, Ravens, Commanders, and then he's back for Bills.
There you go. Can you make that work, Roger?
Let's do it, man.
And the length of it, like I said, is going to be interesting too. I mean, I think the best way I could put it, from what I've been told, is the Chiefs are hoping for 2, expecting 4, bracing for 6 game suspension.
Good way to put it.
So we'll see. Also, we'll see what happens there. I mean, this is interesting to me because there's not really a good comparison as far as this goes, as far as what the NFL would or could do. The only extenuating circumstance that I've heard that could be a factor is that, if Roger Goodell wants to send a message to other players about street racing, this would be the one opportunity to maybe do it.
But what about Addison? Addison did that as well, and also had a DUI. That was 2 separate occasions. Now, again, no one was injured.
Yeah, Addison had the 140 and a 55.
And then had a
speeding ticket,
DUI.
and then a year later had a DUI, DWI.
Well, yeah, whatever.
What did he get? I forgot.
He just pleaded. It was, I think, a DWI, but because there's 2 separate. So he got the speeding ticket, the 140 and a 55, and that was the joke about. And people said he was slow at the combine, right? And then he got the DWI because going 140 and a 55 is dumb, but he wasn't intoxicated. Okay, it's still stupid. Clearly, you're putting a lot of people in danger at that point. Got the ticket. Okay, hopefully now he's learned his lesson. Nope, DWI the next year. Okay, hopefully now he's learned his lesson. Well, he's gone to a lot of, he's done the volunteer work at the MAD meetings, the Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and he's showing that he's contrite. His plea agreement came down yesterday as well, which is interesting timing. That Rasheed Rice, and then an hour later,
dump it out in the
right.
little Thursday news dump when somebody else does something.
Like, hold on, Rasheed Rice's thing. All right, well, now we'll put ours out there. There we go, Jordan, you're good. They're like, oh yeah, Jordan at DW, but it's not Rasheed Rice. So I wonder if both of them, I think Rasheed Rice might have an extra game or 2 added based on the video and leaving the scene. So it's one thing, like, this is what you did and you caused an accident, by street racing and you've got 2 felonies, there's now video, so everybody's seen it, okay? So that's embarrassing for the league. You left the scene of a crime. That's embarrassing for the league. Probably going to give you 6 as opposed to, had you stayed there and no video, probably 4.
And honestly, I mean, in that kind of context, Addison's being at the same time might actually be good for Rice, because honestly, I mean, the way that the NFL views things and according to the conduct policy, Addison's is kind of worse, because at least Rice's was one incident. It may have been multiple bad choices in one incident, but Addison being 2 separate incidents, that's no longer treated as usually one incident. That's usually treated as a repeat offender.
Yeah, he's a repeat offender.
So that's going to get if he doesn't get more game suspension than Rice does, I'd be stunned, because as a repeat offender, you're supposed to get hammered.
I just think with the fact that you've got the felonies that he is pleading guilty to and the video, I think
jail time. I mean, most NFL
time,
players that get suspended just get like some probation and everything like that. They don't get the jail time, so that could be significant too. I thought, hey, it was pretty significant. I thought in the statement that the Dallas County prosecutor's office put out, and they actually used the word that they commended Rashee Rice for his behavior as far as handling this and everything and accepting responsibility and then speaking out against. I know I haven't heard him talking specifically about, maybe I've missed it, but they're saying he's speaking out against street racing and he's doing some advocacy and everything. So
I guess it might be going on down in Dallas or something like that.
Could be, very well be.
And he said from the beginning he wanted to make the victims whole.
Yeah, he's taking responsibility, and I started to go down this road earlier, and I don't want it to be like, and this is where I do think that, hey, if there was been death in this incident, or even maybe more serious injuries, maybe we were talking about it differently. But I mean, it's certainly probably in the victim's best interest that Rashee Rice continues to play football, because if he doesn't have any money, then there's no reason. I mean, they need him to have some money. So I'm sure that there's a part of them that, as much as if I were in that position, I would want them to be punished. I'd also want to make sure that I'm made whole. So if playing football is what the guy had to do to make me whole, then let him play football.
What do you think and now there's the human side, there's the victim side, there's the criminal side, the civil side, the NFL side of what the suspension is going to be, the Chiefs' impact side of when he's not there, but then there is also the side of this is going into year number 3. And we see these wide receivers that Amon-Ra St. Brown, Nico Collins, Jalen Waddle, their extensions, non-first round picks, their extensions going into year 4. And if Rashee Rice has this great season, let's say he's suspended 4 games and he plays 13 games and he's got 1,100 yards receiving and 12 touchdowns and 80 receptions in 13 games, like, this guy's amazing. This guy's a true breakout season for Rashee Rice. And then you want to extend him. If you're Rashee Rice, I don't know how much of a position of strength you can be on if you've got 5 years probation and at any point you step outside the lines, that 30 days jail time now gets even worse. And now the probation, by breaking that kicks in. And so now, like, the next, because at that point would be the next 4 years, we've got to make sure that pretty much the life of this contract extension, you're going to be on probation. So how much, we can't really max value that. And so from Rashee Rice's standpoint, you wonder if there's a Tyreek Hill type, all right, I'm going to give a team-friendly deal because of all this stuff going on. They're investing in me. They stood by me, so I'll also show a little gratitude back for them. So both sides sort of win, and both sides have protection. Tyreek's got protection in the guaranteed dollars. The Chiefs have protection in them being able to get out from underneath the contract if something comes out with Tyreek Hill. That maybe that's the same thing with Rashee Rice. Or it could be Rashee Rice that says, now most of my rookie contract is gone for this. I want every penny I can get. And I'll take my chances that there's a team out there that's going to pay me top dollar because of what I can do on the field, as opposed to, well, yeah, I got this probation stuff going on, but this is the NFL. All right, I'm not joining the church choir.
Yeah. And that's where sometimes just the pieces and how they fit together becomes interesting. There's a little 3D chess conversation to be had here.
Yeah.
Because if you're, and I'm going to say Rashee Rice's agents, because, players typically let their agents worry about this. They don't worry about them themselves. If you're Rashee Rice's agent, the one thing you do not want to see right now is you do not want to see Trent McDuffie get a deal. Because right now, Rashee Rice and Trent McDuffie are in sync in the sense that Rashee Rice and Trent McDuffie potentially could be free agents the same year. Because, you got the 5th-year option for McDuffie. So they would both be free agents at the exact same time. And there's one tag. So, that would be, if you're Rashee Rice, you would probably prefer to make sure that, hey, if the Chiefs are going to tag anybody, they're going to tag Trent McDuffie or they're going to tag me. I mean, at least it gives you a chance of maybe knowing that you can hit free agency a year earlier without having the franchise tag. But that said, I've thought about that too, and there's a couple of differences between him and Tyreek. Tyreek's obviously, when the allegations with him came about in 2019, that was in year 4. So that was the last year of his rookie contract.
Yeah,
and then, so then he was in a spot where it's like, okay, well, what's his free agent going to be? Are you going to be after the season?
Mm-hmm.
There were probably
Because what if he's suspended for the season?
As good as he was, exactly. I mean, there were going to be and there were probably going to be some teams that wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole because of that. And even if they did, they were going to make it a fairly incentive-laden deal. So that's why the Chiefs were able to. I think they treated Tyreek fairly. I mean, I don't think that was a bad deal at all. But it was a team-friendly deal and a good deal for Tyreek. In this case, what are you going to get? I mean, Rashee, by the time he hits free agency, either way, he's going to be a couple years removed from this. So he's going to have one entire full season next year to be able to prove what he is. And, hey, if he goes out and has 1,600 yards next year, probably going to be a lot of teams that are going to, not worry about this and move forward. And there might be some teams that maybe they'd still be on their no-fly list because obviously there were teams that were not going to draft Rashee Rice. Yeah. They had just had one too many red flags from college, so they weren't going to touch him. That's why the Chiefs were able to probably get him where they were. I mean, let's face it. I mean, we look at it now. Rashee Rice is a first-round talent. There's probably no reason in retrospect why he shouldn't have gone in the first round other than some teams had some concerns.
We'll take a timeout. We'll come back. I want to talk about Trey Smith on the other side of the break. His contract, and then is it Trent? Is it Karlaftis? What happens with that? Omar Norman Lott weighs in on IG Live about his contract. We'll play that clip as well. More Zone next. All right, a Friday edition of the Zone, hanging out with Matt Derrick, or whatever, you know. We start over, Drake. We'll just fix it in post. 3, 2, 1. All right, welcome back. Friday edition of the Zone right now on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
I'm James Anderson.
That's right. Sterling Holmes.
See, that's a great thing. Whenever you do
Drake?
those kinds of things, you
Yes.
just drop the James Anderson in.
James Anderson.
It's his fault.
Michael Derrick, and
That's who I should definitely be today.
Sydney Holmes.
Although people usually call me Mark when they
Really?
mispronounce my name.
Mark
Call me-
Derrick.
Mark Derrick?
Mark
Had
Derrick.
a boss. Well, she was the owner of she was the co-owner with her husband of KTXR 101.3 FM in
101.3
Springfield,
FM
Missouri.
in Springfield.
The-
Turn it up and rip the knob off.
Oh no, that was the gentle giant of the Ozarks. So,
101.3
but Jane Meyer, bless
Pull
her
up a
heart,
chair.
would always call me Mark, and her assistant Janice, whenever she would do that, Jane would just say, "Hey, Mark," and Janice would just go, "His name is Matt."
We're
Spencer. I got Spencer all the time.
makes sense.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah,
A
absolutely.
lot of Spencers.
I answer to Justin at least 3 times a day.
Oh, yeah.
Jason, Justice,
Yep.
Just. Yeah,
Yep.
I could see that. Were you named after Derek Thomas, Matt?
I was not,
Okay.
mostly because when I was born, I think Derek Thomas was 3 years old.
Okay.
So.
Derek
see.
Derrick would have been real strong.
Yeah.
Actually,
DD?
But named
and
different, but
also,
spelled differently.
Double
I say
D?
I say that
D-E-R-E-K.
even though stupidly, my last name is Derek, so therefore it wouldn't really be.
I know,
But
that's-
here's why I actually fell for that question for a reason, is because even though we're supposed to be talking about Trey Smith,
Yeah.
Thomas Derrick.
I know I think I've talked about this story on the air before, but my parents did not get married. But so my last name could have potentially been a different name, and had my parents gotten married, then my first or middle name would have been Derek.
Okay, then you would have been
Yes.
named after Derek Thomas.
I was
I still say Thomas Derrick would have been great.
never would have been a Thomas. I was always going to be
Yeah.
a Matthew. So
Okay.
I was either going to be Derek Matthew or Matthew Derek.
What's
How do they not get this? Drake got it. Thomas Derrick. Derek Thomas.
I got you.
no? We were
were
following
with you.
that.
It was
No,
just-
no, you guys weren't.
I was. I just didn't
Drake
know,
liked it.
I didn't know why
Drake
you were so
dug it.
why you were so excited about Thomas Derrick. I'm like, is there some random?
Because
sort
it
of-
would have been great. He'd have been named after Derek Thomas. Thomas
Yeah,
Derrick.
I get that. I just thought it was something more clever when it was like Thomas Derrick. Anybody? You're looking around. You're like Drake, huh? Thomas Derrick.
Drake liked it, and so I thought,
I
well,
was acknowledging
I
it.
think that was
no,
more of
he
a-
smiled.
No, I was looking at
I
Drake
got a
too.
smile.
I was looking
a
at Drake like,
smize.
okay, I
smile
must-
with your eyes.
I must be missing something here. Let me see what Drake's reaction is.
My
No,
middle name
Drake-
is Priest.
No, it's not. That's a lie.
It's Sterling Sharp Priest Holmes. What is so hard to believe about that?
My middle name is Thomas, and I was named after Derek Thomas. So
You were almost named after somebody, so be careful.
that's exactly right. That's exactly right. Bee Gees, Barry Gibb Anderson. It was very close. Very
Man.
close to a
Barry Sanders, Jameer Gibbs Anderson. I get it.
Would have been great. Barry Gibb Anderson. That's all right. Welcome back in the zone. Barry Anderson with you. Sterling Holmes.
That would have been
Drake. Spencer Holmes. Justin Justice.
You do not
Drake,
strike me as a
and
Barry.
Mark Derrick. Right. I don't. I strike you as a Jason. Right. I mean,
Jason or
absolutely.
James. I think either one.
James. Or Jason
Maybe a Justin.
could be. Yep. It's got to start with a J though.
Yeah,
for sure.
definitely a J.
Speaking of J's, Trey Smith. Sorry. Omar Norman Lott. Let's play this clip.
Great
first.
shooter.
Thank you. Let's play this clip first because we know Trey Smith has signed his contract. Second round contracts. There's only 4 that are currently signed right now. 2 after pick number 40, which seemed to be the holdup because Tyler Shuck wanted fully guaranteed dollars for his 4-year deal as the quarterback of the Saints at pick 40. So everything after pick 40 was waiting to see what would happen. We now know 42 and 43 have been signed. Omar Norman Lott, a little IG live last night, giving an update very briefly.
Let me read the comments. What we talking about? What we talking about? What we talking about? Sign the contract. All that gonna be done. Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. Ready to get to work? Man, I've been working. I ain't never stopped working.
So there you go. There's Omar Norman Lott said all that bleep is going to get done. Don't even worry about that. So we'll see.
Yeah, got a couple of more days. I mean,
Yeah.
and I'm a little surprised that it's even still being this slow because I thought that once one deal
Me
got
too.
done, that it's like okay, 36 hours. These are
Yep.
all going to be done. But then, hey, if you want to wait until, training camp dates are all just spread apart.
Yeah.
So, hey, I wouldn't be surprised if Omar Norman-Lott doesn't sign his until he actually gets into camp. So, report on the 20th, probably. Sunday would be the day. Probably get that done. Or if he gets into town Saturday and they want to have him come in and do the signing or something, I'm sure it's probably pretty much done at this point.
42 signed for 91.3% fully guaranteed. 43 is at 88% guaranteed. So we'll see what the rest of the second round looks like.
So like 61% guaranteed.
I mean, just to take that and figure out what it would be along the way, that's fine. Plus, the pick number 43 is a defensive tackle as well. So that's interesting. That helps.
Relevant, sure.
Trey Smith signed his contract. Matt, you like the deal? 4 years, essentially the franchise tag times 4 with 3 of those years guaranteed. You like it for Trey Smith and the Chiefs?
They say the conventional wisdom is that the franchise tag sets the deal for a long-term deal, and no matter almost any way you slice this deal up, whether you look at it as a 2-year deal, a 3-year deal, a 4-year deal, guaranteed money, practical guaranteed, almost any way you slice it, it comes up to $23.5 million, which is like dead on. So my only question is that if this is the contract that you agreed to, I don't know why it wasn't done 2 months ago.
What are we doing?
It's like, really? Because
you just had to keep everybody waiting, had to do this last day.
You really wanted to get 23-6, and the Chiefs didn't want to go more than 23-4.
I mean, Pretty Ricky had this in like March that they were working on a deal that's going to be done. It's going to be for like $23+ million per year. I mean, come on.
Woof woof. Pretty
Clearly,
Ricky. Real woof woof.
Clearly, it was done then. I do like that he was like, this thing's done for a while, and then was it Mitchell Schwartz that replied and said, no, it hasn't.
No.
No, it hasn't been done for a while. But they did get it done, and he's a Chief. He's the highest paid guard. Sort of depends on which way you look at it. Trench warfare and Brandon Thorne, Duke Manyweather, clearly the execs, scouts, front office personnel at ESPN, in Jeremy Fowler's list that he put out, they all view Trey Smith in really high regards. Number 4 overall interior lineman on ESPN. The other 3 are Creed Humphrey center, and then 2 left guards. So he's the number 1 right guard in all of football, according to the front office personnel, scouts, executives that voted with Jeremy Fowler's poll. And then you've got, trench warfare that puts the list of all of the offensive linemen specific positions and has Trey Smith as one of 3 elite right guards and the number 2 right guard in all of football. Is he that player on this Chiefs team? Is he that player where he might be viewed more as, yeah, he's definitely worth this money if he was the right guard for the 49ers or the Lions or teams that are run play action based, where the Chiefs are more pass based, and his right tackle likes to drop back 15 yards and immediately gain depth, which leaves Trey Smith more on an island by himself, and he's not exactly that particular skill set. So for this Chiefs offense, is he the best right guard in football or viewed nationally? No, he's the best right guard in football because of everything that he does. It's just this is the way the Chiefs are using him.
I think he's one of the best guards, period. Not just right guard, but guards, period, in the NFL. I'd say probably top 5.
Yeah. He was number 3 guard overall at ESPN with the front office.
Exactly, and so that's why I'm being generous here.
Yeah.
I think he's top 3, but I'm going to say he's top 5 for sure.
Yeah.
Being paid like a top 5 guard.
Who else is
they're
in
all
there?
In the ballpark. Landon Dickerson is a guard. Obviously, I'd put him in that conversation.
Tyler Smith is well regarded as one of the best.
Robert
guards.
Hunt would probably be in that conversation.
Lidstrom Miners.
Chris Lindstrom,
Lindstrom's
Quinn
in that
Miners, Joe Tooney.
Yeah.
Who are you taking out then?
At this point in their careers, I think Trey Smith's better than Joe Tooney. But
I disagree.
All-around guard?
This is an all-around guard.
That's the thing. It's all around, and that's my question about all-around guard versus what the Chiefs want their guard to do And I'd feel a little bit different if, let's say, Jalen Moore was lining up next to Trey Smith, because Jalen Moore feels like he's more of, I'm going to get to the defensive end quick. How he was in San Francisco, where he wasn't dropping straight back. It was more like he was dropping at 8 o'clock or sometimes even 9 o'clock, where it feels like Jawan Taylor is dropping at 6 o'clock directly back, you know? If it was somebody that was staying a little bit closer to the line of scrimmage that could clog some things up, maybe that makes Trey Smith look even better in pass protection. But there was a lot of Trey Smith one-on-one on an island with a lot of space to his right and his left, and that isn't necessarily one of his strengths. He's not bad at it. He's still a good pass blocker. He's just not the pass blocker that Joe Thuney is, or what you would hope the highest paid guard in the NFL is that's playing for the Chiefs, and Patrick Mahomes.
It's interesting because, the other thing you have to factor into it is, what do they have on either side of them? And I don't think there's any doubt. I mean, you could say that, the Joe Thuney and Trey have both in their careers had challenges as far as what's on either side of them, because they've played with different tackles. They've had a rotation. There hasn't been a lot of consistency with it there. There have obviously been some struggles from performance with the tackles that are next to them and everything. And as a result, I mean, I'm not necessarily sure that either one of them, you've at times really got to see what's their best strength, because at times they have either had to maybe change their style or play a little bit differently to accommodate the player that's on their outside. So that's, I think, a little bit of the challenge. I've also have heard the pushback from some that are like, you just can't pay a guard that much money. It's not a premium position. We'll set aside a little bit that it's becoming a premium position. But then again, okay, who was the highest paid guard in the league in 22 and 23? I think it was Joe Thuney.
Yeah, I knew Joe when they signed him. I knew he was I guess they signed him going into 21, so it would have been Joe Thuney. Yes.
And if by recollection, if he wasn't the highest paid guard in both 22 and 23, he was definitely one of the top two or top three highest paid guards. Won a Super Bowl ring both those seasons. Mm-hmm. Who was the highest paid guard in 2024? It was Landon Dickerson.
I was going to say Dickerson or Lindstrom. I couldn't remember which one it was or who signed the contract.
Won a Super Bowl. So basically, we're saying that the highest paid guards in the league have won Super Bowls the last 3 seasons.
Yeah. So you can have the highest paid guard and still win a Super Bowl.
It's becoming the trend. Yeah. I mean, and
you can't have the highest paid guard and the highest paid safety and the highest paid running back and the highest paid non-premium positions, and then your premium positions be players that aren't that good.
Eagles were
and
close.
Win the Super Bowl.
They had running back and right guard,
but they had a lot of really good players at premium positions. And I'm saying you can't pay all those guys and not have, like, you can't be the Colts and pay a middle linebacker, a guard, and a couple of others, and then not be good at your premium spots and be like, well, they're paying all this money to these players. Yeah, and they're missing out on the premium positions, where Eagles and Chiefs have premium position players that either are getting paid or are going to get paid.
Or like the Lions.
Yeah,
what I do find interesting is the Chiefs are not afraid, and they don't really have this moniker, but the Cowboys and Jerry Jones get the moniker if he's okay paying the most for a specific position. Chiefs do this a lot. Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, Trey Smith, Creed Humphrey,
Joe Thuney
before that, Chris Jones. I mean, the list kind of go. I'm a little surprised. I feel like they don't get that notion, that moniker, but they're not afraid to make someone the highest paid at their position. That's now 6 spots. Now, a lot of the guys have been passed up now. That's six. That's 6 times they've made someone the highest paid at their specific position.
Yeah, and did you throw Tyreek in there? Because wasn't Tyreek? I mean, well, I guess
I don't think he was. No,
he wasn't. I'm sorry. I know. I was misremembering. Apologize.
We all did steroids probably at some point, Raj.
So oversleeping once again, getting to me there.
Misremembering.
No, I mean, it absolutely is true. And then there's the other question too. I mean, if you're the Chiefs, what are you going to do? Do you want to pay the known quantity that you know is one of the best in the league, or are you going to spend that money on a lesser known quantity? I mean, if you're the Chiefs, do you want to solidify that right guard position and then, or go cheaper and continue chasing left tackle and right tackles and paying an outrageously large sum of money for those positions? I mean, now you're banking on that Josh Simmons is what you think he's going to be.
Right.
Because if he is what you think he is, then your line, 80% of it's now set for the next 4 years. I mean, especially if Kingsley is what you think he is at left guard too. I mean, that's a huge part of it as well. I mean, both those have got to hit. If those are what you think they are, you're set at 80% of your guard spots for the next 4 years. Jalen Moore is probably your right tackle next year. At least he's the fallback. Jalen Moore is the worst case scenario as far as your right tackle for 26.
You got to have a fall guy.
So, I mean, it feels to me like at least keeping Trey Smith, that you're going to have two of the best players at their position in the league at those spots. You feel like that too. Also, that with Justin Simmons and with Kingsley, if both of those are successful, now you get to kind of take advantage of a little bit of what Creed and Trey bring to the table, which is that, I mean, everybody talked about when those two guys were drafted, it was like, oh, are the Chiefs now going to be, start becoming a power team? Are they going to just start, pulling some people around? Thing is that both those guys are really athletic too. That's the upside of Simmons and Kingsley as well. They're athletic. So now are you getting back to where the Chiefs have an athletic offensive line and maybe they can go back and doing some of the stuff that they used to crush, like the outside zone and the screen game and all of these things where you moved your offensive line around. Maybe you're moving the pocket a little bit for Mahomes. I mean, you can maybe do some of those things right now. Maybe you're not all the way there, but if you can take advantage of that athleticism, and let's face it, I mean, the Chiefs right now think that, with Kingsley and with Josh Simmons, that they might be their most athletic on the left side that they've been in a long time.
Let's hope. That'd be awesome if they are. We'll take a timeout, come back. More Zone next. All right, wrapping up this hour here on Sports Radio 810 WHB. One more hour to go in this show before the next time we talk, the Chiefs will be in St. Joe. One more hour to go on this show before St. Joe. Don't you know? Mick Schaefer is also with us. Matt Derrick, Sterling, Drake.
This is one of those moments where I feel like if there's a gas leak and this room exploded, then there's
some gas bags in here. Don't
worry.
worry.
The story about 8 paragraphs in would be also killed Mark Derrick.
Mark Derrick. That's pretty good.
James Anderson, Mark Derrick.
Outside.
It's
Spencer Holmes,
Mitch Schaefer,
Mitch
James
Shatner.
Anderson, Mark Derrick, and Spencer Holmes were all passed in this gas leak explosion that took place at the station.
Wait, who passed gas?
I did, literally on the hall. And I walked in, it
follows
wafts
you.
it.
It's
Yeah.
trapped.
You
trapped
gotta
in
do
your
it like
drawers.
spin a little circle so you cut it off so it stays there. I didn't do it, and I brought it in.
Trapped in your drawers.
Crop dust in the damn place, man.
Yeah, it wasn't even that. It was like a full-on.
All the interns. I saw someone gag.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Oh, that's what it was for.
Yeah, we nicknamed him. He's Gagger. That's his nickname now.
That makes sense. Okay, great. So sorry, Keystone. I mean, that's just your new one. I'm sorry about that. I don't care what you're into. I don't judge. Live and let live is what I just thought about that. It just came into my head. Live and let live.
you did.
It's just something that just popped into my head that I think that's kind of a motto.
I
Just,
wish
like,
that
live by.
Mick and Matt would switch chairs.
Oh, you don't want to touch
don't
me
wanna
like
touch
you
Mick
do
right now?
every other show?
No,
You
because
wanna
I'm
hug
scared. If you give me your finger, I will not pull it.
You want to just randomly hold him and
gonna do it
caress
then.
him like you do when he walks in the
Yeah.
door any other day?
I've been more aggressive to him lately.
I know, yes,
and
good.
he doesn't like that as much.
Well, you know what? A taste of his own medicine.
That's right.
Because he doesn't get consent before touching you, Mick.
None.
And so now that you are being aggressive to him, he's like, what
Yeah,
are you doing?
exactly,
this,
yeah.
this feels weird for you to do this. Like, I know. See how
exactly.
I
it
normally
feels?
just laugh. I find it. Not now, please don't.
You sure?
I'm terrified that he's going to end up.
Mount you. I'm going to mount you.
Okay.
No, I was going to say that this room would become said gas leak.
Yeah. I'm going to go.
Could be.
I'm going to point it your way.
Matt Derrick is with us Tuesday when they line up for the first time with the
We're going
ones.
to talk about Chiefs camp.
Oh, don't worry. We'll talk about other things.
Good. I feel like if I
How's
don't
your
talk
stomach
about
doing?
it, maybe
It won't
Maybe it
happen.
won't
happen.
Uh,
You and Nick, you're probably excited for it.
No, Matt said he's already 2 weeks behind.
How far is your drive? You're closer.
I'm like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still, that's longer than I
Yeah,
thought.
it's- yeah.
I
It's
thought
an
you were
hour
like
for
20.
us.
Yeah, I thought you were already close.
I thought you were closer.
Well,
Maybe I
45
drive
is
slow. I don't
45
know,
is
but-
closer than an hour 20. So I mean, it is. Hold on. I thought you were closer than an hour 20. You're only 45
I
minutes.
thought you were just closer than 45.
Yeah, I thought you were like 20. I thought you almost lived next door.
live in.
I
St.
thought
Joe?
I thought you had one of the dorms.
Northland.
I thought you lived on the belt.
I'm
You don't
like-
live on the belt.
I'm like 15 miles from Platte City, for crying out loud. I mean, it's like that's like a whole other county.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, it is actually. Then this one, if Jalen Moore is healthy, left tackle, left guard, who's lining up with the ones on Tuesday? You must guess right now.
I think if everybody's healthy, I think the first rep, I think
First rep.
goes to Jalen Moore.
Yeah, it's Jalen.
Okay.
Yes,
Jalen Moore.
agreed.
What about left guard?
Be Kingsley.
Kingsley. Okay.
Kingsley. We can just go around and do this.
Second rep will be Kingsley.
Caliendo.
Too, so.
Second round
Caliendo
Caliendo.
is interesting. Yeah, Caliendo might be what.
Just because
what
he's
they go
played
with.
it before.
Yeah, I
And
agree. I think
think
second
that
round,
the
yeah.
job's going to be Kingsley, but hey, we're running you
Yeah.
out first. And
First carry. First one out at running back.
Elijah Mitchell. Oh wait,
Isaiah Pacheco.
Pacheco. Yeah.
Pacheco.
First snap at quarterback. Gardner.
Gardner.
Yeah, just to throw everybody off. And he's
First
like,
snaps at cornerback.
Sleeping on Bailey Zappi.
Oh no! Here's the question. First person to punt.
you're missing the first with him.
Well.
Oh, yeah. This is, no, sorry.
First
this is
person
your
to
question.
punt.
It'll be Meta Rice.
Oh, okay.
I mean, Rice is the
Not
incumbent.
not
He
Jablitsky?
gets it. Not Jablitsky.
Okay.
First person to get to the field, because that's what he does. He always races.
See,
Who is going to be the
And
first
that's going
guy
to be.
here?
I tell you what, this is killing me on Tuesday because they moved Mark Donovan before Tuesday.
I know.
So I'm not going to be able to be first one there.
Right.
I'm not
You
going to
have
see the first
100 other
player.
practices to be the
So
It
I'm
was
just
supposed to be
really-
Monday
I
during
mean,
this show.
You also have the option of not being the
But
first
I want to
one
know.
there.
I want to know. I mean, I need somebody else to track and tell me who was the first player on the field, just so I can,
Yeah.
for my
Who was it
records.
last year, and is he back?
Last year was a mix.
Yeah, I was going to say it wasn't
mean,
really one
There
particular.
wasn't
2 years
really
ago,
one. Justin Reed was pretty consistently.
Who was
Okay,
the guy
one.
that was
2 years ago.
you battled a
that
couple of years ago?
was, gosh, and these guys.
Wasn't he, like, from
Vitaly
German.
Gurman.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vitaly Gurman.
I was going to say, wasn't he German?
I
No,
was
he was
about to say
German.
the same thing. He was German.
He was German.
Was he a GIF or a GIF?
He was. It was a German. That's why it's GIF.
First
Because it's
cornerbacks
German.
out there. Which three?
Ooh, good question.
Oh yeah, we're really.
They walked
I mean,
together.
first three is going to be easy. I mean, but
Would you say
who's going to be
quarterback?
two and who's
with
going
the
to be three?
ones. With
well,
the
with
ones.
yeah, I'm talking about like who's in is McDuffie in the slot? Is he on the outside? Is it going to be McDuffie, Chamari, Fulton? Is it McDuffie, Fulton, Watson?
If there's three corners on the field, my gut would say that McDuffie is in the slot.
Okay.
May
If
not
there's two.
see three. If there's two, he's always outside.
was
No,
gonna
I know.
say
Then
it's-
who's the other guy?
I think it will, assuming everybody's healthy, which they were not during OTAs. I'm gonna say that's the toughest
I'm
one of
going
them all.
Fulton. I think I'm going Fulton.
I'm leaning Fulton, but gosh, yeah, Jalen Watson is the incumbent,
Yeah.
so
They like him. They like him.
I'm gonna go Watson.
Okay. well,
Two
with
wide
that-
receiver sets. Rasheed Rice.
Probably
it-
Hollywood.
Ooh, or
over Xavier.
Yeah,
Probably.
Xavier,
I was
yeah.
going Xavier.
Jalen Royals. What about him? Why are we leaving him out?
I
huh?
mean, once again, it depends. I mean, there are going to be times it could be, mixed up. So
what if Andy says, you know what, Rasheed, it's not my fault you're getting suspended. We're not even going to practice you. Sorry, we're getting ready for the season. That's what this
see,
is about.
that's
Sorry.
where
Go to jail for this day. This
Yes.
will be one of your days.
This is your
now,
jail
this
day.
is where it's not necessarily punitive, but Andy Reid does abuse people because when he's had guys who have to play are going to get suspended, he gives them a ton of work,
gonna say,
and it's always
anywho.
like we always need to load them up so they can bank that experience and everything.
Will Rasheed Rice yak first day?
Oh yeah, I mean,
Who are you guys
Yeah.
out there for the conditioning on Monday?
no,
Okay.
unfortunately no.
Yeah.
So we won't know,
I
but
don't
we're,
think so.
we're
won't
so
know.
we're assuming
Somebody
that Rasheed's
But
going
that
to be.
doesn't mean somebody won't yak on Monday.
I'm not
too.
saying out of
good
shape.
point.
I'm just saying because
Tuesday.
Yeah. No, yes, you do. Yeah. Why wouldn't we? One more
Nice.
hour at least.
So
Yeah. All right. So Jalen Moore, Kingsley, Trent, Watson, or Fulton if there's three. And you're going with Mahomes taking the first snap at ones. Okay.
yeah, I mean it's
All
a
right.
bold move.
Okay.
But
Ooh. First punt returner.
Nico,
if
Okay.
Mahomes
second
and
punt returner is going to get dicey.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Brashard Smith.
First kick returners. Carson and Nico.
Nico and Brashard Smith.
boom.
I like it.
If Kelsey and Mahomes make the team, if they make their 53-man roster, I will golf.
Kmart Kelsey, they're calling him.
Is that right?
Somebody called him that
Why?
because he's a lesser version of himself.
Wow.
He is slimmed down. Noah Gray looks good
No,
too.
I think it's more just like he's not as good as he was before. That
I
kind
think
of
I'm going
lesser
with the slim
version.
down part.
Okay.
That's what I'm going
Seems
with.
like the Michelob Ultra version.
All right, we continue right here on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Jason Anderson with you, Sterling Holmes, the Drake, Mick Schaefer hanging out with us for the final hour. We got cuts coming up later on this hour. I think we got a pretty decent amount of cuts. I think we got a pretty decent group
All
for
him?
cuts. No, there's one of his.
Me?
You, yeah.
Why? What I
Well,
never.
they're typically-
you're
he's
like
a volume
the-
shooter.
You're a
I
volume
never
shooter.
say
Yeah, you're-
anything that could be taken out of context.
You're a volume
Never.
shooter. You're a volume shooter. Are you guys keeping track of the British Open? Excuse me. Sorry. You keeping track of the
The
Open?
Open, right here, yes.
Yeah, very good. Who's leading right now?
Is Scotty still at
Matt
7?
Fitzpatrick, Brian Harmon in second. That guy who I've never heard of before this, Hao Tong Lee, is also tied for second.
Right.
Scotty Scheffler, 7 under.
He's been there for a while. I need to
Yeah,
get him
Robert
like 9
McIntyre.
maybe
A lot of
today.
guys have finished. Fitzpatrick's through 15. Scotty through 12. Phil Mickelson going to make the cut.
Yeah, about that.
Pretty
He's
interesting.
even, last I saw.
Yeah, he is
good for
even.
him.
He has finished both rounds. He's even. The cut line right now is now up to +2. +2 right now.
Did you see Scheffler's approach yesterday?
Yeah.
That had a little extra wind
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Everything Scotty Scheffler does.
That makes sense. Drake, can we hear
Slip
Scotty
my foot when I
Scheffler's
swing and then fart.
number 2?
I don't think
not
he
number
was
2,
the
but
one
number
that
2
did it.
cut.
Oh, he wasn't the one?
I don't know. We'll find out maybe one day. But here's his approach yesterday.
This is a great view of it here because so far above the green, downwind you can get onto this green, but Scheffler. Oh my word. What are you laughing about? There's so much to say about that shot. The sound off the club face. Oh, it's extraordinary.
Let's stick to the golf. Just a little bit of wind from behind. Just help to ease down the green.
There's an echo as well. What a shot from Scheffler. And off the back of his tee shot in the 16th, that one there.
Oh, let's stick to the golf.
Proper British blokes making fart jokes.
But he
are
did
great.
say
Little wind from behind.
I mean, they're pointing those parabs at the golfer.
I
I'm
don't
guessing
know
it's
who's-
Scotty.
You think
Or
it's Scotty?
Or the caddy, but probably
caddy,
Scotty.
but
I thought it'd be someone in the crowd probably
They're
next
not
to the.
pointing. No,
Yeah,
that was
you're right.
That was too good. That was too. Yeah,
Came-
the mic was pointed
That was
at that.
near the
Yeah.
parabolic mic. You're
Yes.
right about that. That had
That's
to be
a
near.
danger zone. You're on a golf course.
Oh.
All those people around you. TV's on you. I would not trust one.
Well, you probably didn't think that was going to the sound that it makes.
No, sound
You
or
know,
not.
you were-
I just
you were
wouldn't
caught
trust
off
one out there.
guard.
Because what happens if
Oh, I see what you're saying. You're talking about a Paul Pierce situation.
a Paul Pierce situation? Where do you go? You start
what
running.
you're
Why?
saying.
Why is Scotty running? At least Paul.
Because it was
Yeah.
running. That's why.
Paul and
you know,
Lamar
Got
were
in
able
between
to.
holes. Guys use the restroom on the course all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but if you all of a sudden start taking off running in that situation, you're like, he's not gonna go mark his ball. He's
Like Lamar Jackson.
yeah,
when
yeah,
he had to
yeah.
leave.
You know what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then that game ended on a 2-point conversion, so it ended on a number 2 as well. So that halftime, third quarter, and the 2-point conversion there for that one. Yeah, we were at the Advent Health Championship, and whatever day we were there, Thursday or Friday, they had the green that everybody's warming up on, and one of the golfers went to the bathroom at the porta potty and took his putter with him. Didn't even keep it outside the porta, just walked into the porta potty with his putter in hand. I'm like, boy, you are really attached to that thing.
He's
Yeah,
practicing
you are
strokes.
Grip.
You are
Yeah.
going to absolutely make sure that you are in sync with said putter today. Okay, you're doing everything with
In
your putter.
something with said putter.
That's right.
know what
You
I'm
are
saying?
doing that with your putter today.
He needs something to read.
Probably.
You want like a magazine, but he's
That's right.
reading greens.
Yeah, reading greens.
Yep. He
Reading
could also
something.
be heading to Advent Health Sports Park at Blue Hawk. Mick Schaefer, when he joins us, is presented by Advent Health Sports Park at Blue Hawk. Experience world-class sports facilities, including an ice rink, turf field, state-of-the-art courts, arcade games, laser tag bowling, sports simulators, bar and grill. Go to check that out. Sports and entertainment collide. Advent Health Sports Park at Blue Hawk.
And great bathrooms.
That's right.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
And great bathrooms.
Got that going for him as well. So, which is really nice. Make you excited about the second half of the season starting for the baseball? You pumped for it tonight?
I stopped calling it that on air.
What?
I call
Why?
it the second portion because they have 65 games.
Yeah,
That's not half.
Right, but they play 130 games in a season, right?
Do they? Yeah.
Isn't that
It used to be
typically-
about half. I call it the second portion.
I do hate when it's like first half, second half. Post
No,
All-Star?
not
Are you
even
ready for the post All-Star?
Yes,
I
I'm
like
so
that
ready
post
for it.
All-Star.
I don't need that another day off. I think they should start back up on Thursday like they used to. I don't need the Wednesday and Thursday off.
I'm with you on that.
Because Wednesday and Thursday were really slow.
I get for us, but if you're the player, this is the only time during the stretch where you have.
No. The player making $20 million a year only has November, December, and January off.
Can you let me finish,
I know
Nicholas?
I know where
I
it's
don't want
going,
him to.
sorry.
I
You
actually
have-
don't. I want him to keep acting like the child.
In NFL, you have bye weeks. You have a bye week. You don't have
days off in Major League Baseball. You have days off.
one a week.
A lot more now.
You got every morning
Yeah,
off.
more
You got
now.
every morning off.
I guess for me,
Almost.
I'm fine having a 4 because if you're in the All-Star game too, you really only have 2 days off.
Oh no! Really famous guys that are really rich. Everybody loves them. Oh, and they end up playing the All-Star game.
I'm just saying I'm okay with them having 3 days off.
Well, the plan I had that I would love to see, just because I feel like
Those
baseball
pitchers too, man. They have to throw once a week.
I feel like baseball loses its momentum. You got the home run derby, you got the All-Star game, all right, and then just
back to it.
nothing.
Get back
2
to
days.
work.
I would like to
I had
see
to work those days.
because like 2.5 weeks from now we've got the inductions in Cooperstown.
Yeah.
Do those Wednesday. Do them Wednesday. And
Oh, that's
and,
cool.
And,
It's a great idea.
And everybody forgets about the Futures game because it's the day before the All-Star game on a day when Major League Baseball is playing. Play the Futures game in Cooperstown after the induction so you can have all the Hall of Famers there with the future stars.
Drake's got it figured out.
And then on Thursday there's one feature game, and it's wherever the All-Star game is going to be next year.
How about this?
That's incredible.
Drake has killed it.
Drake,
that's
what?
absolutely right. He nailed it.
and how
that
about
was off
this?
the top of his head.
Wow.
How about something not to do during the All-Star break? The draft. It's too much.
Yeah.
It's too much.
Well, I mean, when's the right? I just don't know. When's the right? Because when they had it before,
Not
then it was too
during the-
early. Then they have it now, and it's like, well, it's too late.
Have it next week, whatever. Just
But then
not
it's too
like
late.
I mean,
then it's even too later.
you got what? 15 rounds, 16
20.
rounds going.
20.
No, 16 on Monday.
on Monday, yeah.
16 going on Monday, the same day as your home run derby. Mm-hmm. And then you've got the last day. Well, the teams are playing. You've got the first 4 rounds that night.
Oh, it's too much media.
Good. Nice. Nice job. Well done. Good job, Sterling.
A lot of that. Well done.
Yeah.
But it's done. Just put it at a different time.
But I do
mean,
like Drake's idea.
that's like having the NFL draft during the Super Bowl.
I like Drake's idea that, we have these last 2 days that there's nothing going on and have the induction ceremony. That's awesome because that's going to get lost because there's so much baseball going on, training camps going on.
Wait, did you say having the draft is like having it during it'd be like having it during the All-Star game.
No, not really.
The Pro Bowl, you mean?
Yeah, the Pro Bowl.
Maybe the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't do an All-Star game in football.
Yeah.
They don't really do a Pro Bowl either, let's be real.
I mean, they do a flag football game. So it'd be like having it during the flag football game. And
But I mean, it's
how are you supposed to divert your attention?
huge events of your calendar having on the same time. It's just dumb. Just dumb.
Yeah. I like the I'm going with Drake's idea, though. Futures game on Wednesday, and then the Hall of Fame induction ceremony that day as well, and on Wednesday, and then one feature game on Thursday. And then we go
Can
back to
I
playing.
use this in my letter to Rob Manfred that I'm writing?
Please.
I'm writing a letter to Rob Manfred, by the way. I've not yet sent it.
Don't attach it to the letter that Dylan sent because he'll get through the first paragraph and probably throw it away because it's going to be a lot of expletives and where he can go, things he can do to himself that I think Dylan's going to tell him to do in that letter. If you attach it to that letter, like Pork in DC, you're not going to. Nobody's going to read it like they do in DC as well.
Drake, email me that part and like put it in good writing for me so I can add it to my paragraph. So far,
put it in good writing. For us.
So
Yes.
far in my letter to Rob Manfred, I have, Dear Robert, I am thoroughly disappointed in a multitude of decisions that have happened under your tenure yet.
Oh crap! You're really doing this?
Yeah, I'm gonna write to him. I said I was going to if they called out Bobby Witt Jr. on that slide, and so I have to. I'm a man of my word.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah. So
Wait,
I'm
you said it like in the moments of them like looking
on
at
Twitter.
the-
I tweeted it before. I said if they call him out, I will write a strongly worded letter to Rob Manfred.
Oh, okay.
And so I got to do it. So, Dear Robert, I am thoroughly disappointed in a multitude of decisions that have happened under your tenure. Yet, you have the chance to right some wrongs. From putting runners on second to start extras, which is frankly un-American, to calling the World Series trophy a piece of metal, I have been irate, irked, irritated, and frankly bamboozled at times by some of your decisions. Alas,
I'm bamboozled by your words.
Alas,
He
here
just got
is
that from ChatGPT.
Yeah, exactly.
Alas, here is an olive branch to earn back gratitude, not just from me, not just from the Kansas City fans, but nay, the world. Can we use some common sense on replay in regards to players sliding into the bag? And that's where I'm at right now.
I'm sure you'll be the first person to bring that up to him.
I feel like you need to handwrite this like Mac's letter to Chase Utley. And It's Always Sunny.
The issue is my handwriting
I love you.
really is bad.
You run fast. Did you have a good relationship with your father? Me neither.
So I'm working on. I think Dear Robert's a good, strong start.
These are
though.
things we can talk about and more.
So eventually, this is going to get sent to Robert Manfred.
It would be great to have a catch, Rob.
P.S. Are you related to Manfred Man?
What
Drake?
Is that a
Ripped
musical?
up like a douche and going on into
I
the
know
night.
who he is, but
Rob
He
Man,
did not
Manfred
like
Man.
it. He did
Okay.
not like it. I appreciate that because
That
you
sucked.
thought Drake was.
I thought Drake would be on it with me, and
You thought he was in your corner earlier today
Nope.
when you said, "Ooh, Matt Derrick." Then your name could have been Thomas, like Thomas Derrick. You know, like Derrick Thomas Derrick. After we had already asked
Yeah.
Matt Derrick jokingly if he was named after Derrick Thomas.
No, that was
because of
bad.
his
His
last name.
Yeah.
Yeah, and but Sterling really loved it though.
I thought it was clever, and I'm just an
big
idiot.
fan of that.
I'm just
He was a big fan of that.
yeah, that's fine. I'll
Yeah.
I'll go truck myself. I'll just
How long is it going to
perfectly
take you to write this letter?
Yeah, I know.
It's gonna take like
Didn't he just write it though?
it's gonna no.
He
I
said
need
he's
more.
adding to it.
I need to add more to it. What I need is Drake to email me said great part that he wrote, because then that'll give me some credibility, because his idea is really smart.
It is a smart.
I also
idea.
need to find out his address. I need to send him the letter. Obviously, I want to make sure he gets it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's part of sending letters. Yeah, addresses and all that stuff. Get a stamp. Stamps are very expensive now.
Stamps
They're
are
like
no longer
73
cheap.
cents.
No, they're like 50. I thought.
They're 73 cents.
Have they gone up that much?
Yeah.
In like how many years?
When's
Like
the
2
la-
years?
yeah, when's the
Since
last
they
time you sent
started
something?
stamps,
Yeah,
is how
so
much they've gone up
yeah.
on this period of time.
They used to be.
Well,
free.
I had some Forever stamps. I feel like that were maybe I got those a while ago.
Yeah, but I mean, you still got to put extra stamps on there if those forever stamps only cost a certain amount.
No, because they're
No,
forever.
forever.
You would think.
Since when?
But they're
would think.
73 cents.
Are they changing stampage in Forever stamps?
I mean, your wedding was supposed to be forever, not yours specifically.
Yeah,
but,
mine
you know,
is,
just in
so
general.
far.
Yeah,
I thought this was America. I thought stamps
You would
were
think.
just.
you know, Andy Byron
Stamps.
thought that was forever, right? I learned that name yesterday.
Anyway, back to it. ESPN2 was airing pro softball last night.
Well, was it? Were they doing ESPN 8 the Ocho? Because sometimes
Yeah,
they
they
do
had
like.
that.
No. There was no
just-
other sports. It was ESPN2 airing pro softball seriously.
Well, it's because SC. Well, I actually was watching part of that actually, but
They have the Volts and somebody else.
it was like the
good team.
Talons. I saw a Talon
Something like
somewhere.
that.
Yeah,
It's a good team.
It's because SEC has a stranglehold on cornhole. Like they have SEC's like I think probably the main producer of running. Well, I guess it's also ESPN.
Yeah,
You never watch SEC Network cornhole
I don't watch
just
the
watch-
SEC network.
I watch cornhole.
on SEC Network.
I think
I
it's
don't
usually
watch
on.
I watch the SEC network when there's a game on.
Yeah.
That's
No.
literally the only time I ever put on the SEC network.
Sorry, you're missing out on some great airmails
Clearly,
and father-son duos.
You know what I was doing yesterday? I was looking at all the memes and the gifs of the Coldplay concert with the astronomer husband, CEO, and his HR rep. That was
If they don't react there, it's
I
not a
mean,
thing.
I
Maybe
just-
spouses see it, or maybe people they know
that
don't
was
react.
that was one of the few times that we have had.
I can't tell you how many times I've been hugging a coworker
Absolutely.
on the kiss cam.
Yeah, Drake and I
And
hug
you just
quite often.
play it off.
Yeah, and then it's like, oh, kiss cam's on there. It's like, whoa, hold on, no. This is just somebody that I work with.
They
Not
were
a big deal.
cold.
Right? That's okay. But like draft night, sometimes in the NFL draft, you get that. Sometimes NBA draft, but hardly ever outside of like one big sporting event does Twitter sort of come together that everybody is sort of in agreement. That we're not aligned by like political lines, right or left. So somebody's got something to say about this, and then it's all split back and forth. Like, not too often does everybody come together for a common goal of having fun at their expense.
Did you see his apology?
Yeah, it was wild. And
He
like
expressed his
breach of-
disappointment in what was supposed to be a private moment, is what he called it.
Yeah.
At
You're
a public event.
concert. What are you thinking?
A breach of privacy.
And that's why, by the way, that's why I don't mind everybody going in on it, because, like, you're the dumbass that was cheating in public at a concert.
Well, we don't know if they were cheating or not.
I would say that they were probably, let's just say this.
Alleged. The alleged cheating.
That's
Like Barry Bonds' head grew bigger, but he never got popped for steroids, so
I would
it's
say
only alleged.
holding and embracing like that is probably viewed as going outside the marriage. I would say that would be the case. Even if they were to have said agreement.
Could have been popping her back.
That's a good point.
There was a bug that was actually
later
on
on,
her
too.
shoulder, and he was trying to get it off her.
That one lady seemed to know that they were not supposed to be together.
That lady was loving it.
Yes.
I mean, she was
like,
having
whoops.
a blast. I want to know who that is.
Yeah.
Because she was like, it's almost like she had been waiting for this to be exposed.
Yeah.
It's almost like her laughing was like laughing at them. Like,
She
I told you guys.
She told the cameras. She told the cameras and said, "Hey,
I told you
show
were
these
gonna
two."
I told you not to go to the concert together.
And also, if the kiss cam is up or whatever that,
Right. Are you
Yeah.
going to hold each other during the kiss cam?
that's maybe they wanted to be found out.
100%.
This was a cry for help.
Yeah, it'd be one thing if, like, you know, they were sitting next to each other in the kiss cam, and it was like, oh, wait, are you guys together? No, honey, we were just sitting next to each other, but you were embracing said lady on kiss cam. Plus, it's your HR. I mean, like,
Of all the positions.
Who's going to go in and get fired there? Like, she's going to have a meeting with herself about her, and she's going to have a meeting with him about, fraternizing with somebody that he is a manager
He
of.
walks into her office. She's like, so I've heard some things. Okay.
There's
a video going around with you in it. You're in it too, but okay, we're not here to talk about me.
I'll just let you know, people are talking around the office, and I do have to ask you about what may or may not be going on outside the office, and I've also been notified that it did take place in the office once. How did you know that? Just saying, I have on good authority that this is not acceptable, and we're actually going to reach a buyout for you, okay? And yes, we are going to have a meeting with her next. Okay, she's next. We will. Don't worry, we will meet with her as well. But you are her superior, and it's really on you to make sure that you do this the correct way.
They have to watch a video together.
I think they
Like on tires.
probably already did.
They did. They
Yeah,
maybe
probably.
made one together.
Yeah, good. I've done that too. Mick, you ever been on the kiss cam before?
No.
What about with somebody not
I don't
your
have
wife?
seats good enough.
That's true. You ever been on the kiss cam, Sterling?
No, not on the kiss cam.
Okay.
Been on the cam before.
But not the kiss cam?
Not the kiss cam.
On camera.
I've
There,
had
yeah.
I've had like
Sure,
you're
yeah.
there and it goes on you and you're like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Oh, that's waving. All right,
Yeah,
cool.
I'm waving.
And then somebody in front of you jumps up and their head's in front of yours.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah, that's cool. That person's here too.
And here's the deal: there's
wanted
always a
you.
delay. So if you try to duck out of the way, it doesn't matter.
Always.
It's been on you for a few seconds
That's
before
what
you
happened to
realize
them.
it.
That's
Yes.
what happened to them. They were watching whatever the camera was on the previous couple. Oh, that's fun. And then it shows them. And by the time it shows them, that's why they were holding each other looking up for like 3 seconds. Like, oh, no, wait. And he just dives out of the way. Todd remembers a story that we were at the Big 12 tournament. And there was a girl that I had gone on a few dates with who was at the Big 12 tournament game. She'd gone to Iowa State. Iowa State was playing. And after the game was over, you know, there was some people that were going to head over to like McFadden's or whatever. And we were talking before the game, and Todd was there. And so then the game starts, and they're at a commercial break. The kiss cam comes on, and it shows her next to a guy, and they start kissing.
And you were at the time dating her?
We had been like a few days, and we had texted about, hey, you know, after the game we'll go. Todd goes, hey, isn't that girl you were just talking to? I said, yeah, Todd, it is. It's the girl I was just talking
No,
to.
the girl you were talking to.
I just texted, huh? And then
No more dates after that?
And she replied, and she was like, so it's like, oh my God, he kissed me. That was not supposed to happen. I never replied after that. That was the last time we had talked.
You weren't exclusive, Jason. Give her a
No,
shot.
but I just think
you know?
it's, you know, but it was just funny. Todd was like, hey, isn't that girl you were just talking to?
Did you ask who was the better kisser?
Yeah, it was. Well, I know the answer to that. I mean, come on.
Him.
Man. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Yeah, clearly.
The other guy.
I mean, come on, man. But yeah, that would have been.
Did you kiss him just to find out who's the better
I just wanted to know.
kisser?
I just wanted to
Yeah.
know. And I found out it was me.
Yeah.
Yeah, clearly. I can judge myself there as well.
Why, when Mick comes in, these conversations
randomly get on that?
The
transpire.
wittiest things get said. I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know how we got there, but we got there eventually. Maybe we can go and backtrack. We should leave popcorn little morsels along the way so we can
So
find our way back home.
we do think McDuffie and Christian Fulton. We do think that's the.
We think that's the deal. Go Chiefs.
That's fine. So stupid. You're ridiculous, man.
It's not like it's
You think
a
it's
slide
like-
in a pool.
Like Sterling thinks it's hilarious, but it's an actual thing. It's like, oh my God, that's such a lie.
But you said
I
it
think
doesn't turn into
actual
a
medical
fart.
diagnosis for
Doesn't
it.
turn into a fart.
I think this guy has been messing with you for 30
It's
years.
I think you just don't know what you're talking about,
Nick and I are on the same page.
Sterling just found out that the better money you pay for lawyers, the better defense you get.
Yeah, no, you just found that out.
It's like I thought doctors too. Like I didn't know like
He
he'd
hasn't
pay
found out
more.
about doctors yet.
Yeah, go to a doctor in like Argentina, and then let me.
Yes,
Well, maybe
that's
they may have.
absolutely right.
Well, it's a good doctor.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, well,
That's right.
probably the best doctor there, and as good as our worst doctor here.
You know what you call him though?
What?
Doctor.
Typically, yes. Did you guys see the story out of Miami with Teddy Bridgewater?
Yes.
No.
Teddy Bridgewater has been suspended from Miami Northwestern High School as the head coach.
Yeah.
As the volunteer head coach. He is suspended for giving impermissible benefits to players for his high school. So apparently it's being run like a college. Apparently,
NIL needs to trickle down to high school
or
now.
at least,
Yeah.
or at least in Florida, it's run
It will.
like college used to be. Because the how this came to light is that Teddy Bridgewater, as a volunteer head coach, and he won a state championship with him. He
did.
Volunteer head coach put out a letter to alumni asking for donations because, being able to give all the kids the things that they need to do to go and win, it costs a lot of money. And by presenting this to the people of Miami Northwestern High School and the alums, he let them know that, last year he paid $700 a week for daily Uber rides for the kids that don't have transportation. $14,000 they paid to have a training camp, which was 4 straight days and nights, hotel, 3 meals to go away and do that. $9,500 he paid out of pocket to have matching uniforms and apparel and everything. $300 a week he pays to paint the field and the practice fields. He pays out of pocket $300 a week. Miami Northwestern doesn't do that. $1,300 a week he pays so that they have trainers and services there for injured players. And $2,200 a week he pays for all the pregame meals and everything for the kids. And he's now suspended by Miami Northwestern.
No way.
Not by Florida's High School Association. Miami Northwestern has suspended him while they investigate the impermissible benefits he is giving to his players while paying for all of that out of pocket because they won't pay for it. And it came to light because he was asking alumni for donations to help pay for some of the
You gotta
things
be
for the
kidding
players. Yes. So he put out a statement and said, it's hard to suspend
All of
somebody.
this is true, I would say.
He was
I'm guilty.
Right. And he said, how am I suspended? I'm a volunteer. He said, I'm a volunteer. I don't work for them. You can't suspend me if I don't work for you. And suspend
All
me,
of
whatever.
those things are provided by most schools.
Yes.
For
We
teams.
want to
Him being a great guy, for him being a
Yeah,
good
100%.
dude.
Yes,
He's
the
paying
Uber rides.
all the
Good
Uber rides
him,
for
man.
kids to get to and from school and practice and pregame meals and having paying for trainers to be there at practice and extra work the kids.
Hopefully, a school that knows what's up will hire him,
Right.
and bring him on. Like, you know what? We've already.
Well,
we're
actually,
taking
you
care
don't
of
have
this.
to be a volunteer. We'll actually hire you.
But we will take some of your money just in case, though, just for good measure.
Well, my Northwestern's got a lot of former grads, right? A
That's
lot of
what's so
former
surprising
NFL
is
guys.
how's he paying $300 a week to make sure that the field is painted every
Yeah.
single week? Is that not a district thing that they wouldn't have, like painting the field, the lines, and maybe it's painting all the practice fields so they know where they're lining up. It might be that. I don't know, but you would think that
paint it that
you
often.
want a state
too.
championship
Yeah.
too. I mean, that's you would think that they would. You know what? We got these kids that are here at Miami Northwestern. Teddy's back. He's an alum. Let's go ahead and invest a little bit more. And apparently he needed to keep this on the down low because by making this public to all of the people that are alumni, like, hey guys, if you could chip in, that'd be
know
great.
what?
This is what we're paying for these things, and they're like, oh my God. Let's turn them into the Florida High School Association because this is cheating and they want a state championship and I'm pissed because he's doing that. That's how they want a state championship, not because they play better on the field. It's because he's paying for all these services for these kids.
I wonder if the biggest thing is the Uber rides because all the other
That's a good
stuff
point, yeah.
is just regular high school football stuff.
Or paying for them to go to a training camp for 4 days
Yeah.
that he said is like how they come together as a team. Hotel,
That's usually covered by the
$14,000
program.
to go and have these 4 days where they're somewhere else and practicing and all of that. But the Uber rides is probably the main thing, that making sure kids get to and from practice, to and from games and things like that.
Cars and maybe parents are at work that can't get it. What a selfish move.
I hate him. He's a terrible person.
They always say no good deed goes unpunished.
That's what they say. It's what they say. I when I was I like Teddy a lot. He's one of the nicest people I think you'll ever meet. His sophomore year, so he played his freshman year at Louisville. His
was
sophomore
he right before Lamar?
He was before Lamar. Yeah.
I know he was before, but was there anybody between them?
There was like one person, I think, between them. But Teddy, his sophomore year, so he plays his freshman year. Sophomore year, it's like, okay, this team is top 20, and it was the media day. And Bridgewater is there, and nobody ever sees Bridgewater out. Like, he's never out partying. He's not in trouble or everything. He's got straight A's and everything. And he was talking about that weekend his girlfriend was coming into town, and she was from Miami. And like, oh, what are you going to do? He goes, I don't know. We may go to the Olive Garden or something. You know, I'm like, it is so perfect for your answer to be you may go to the Olive Garden. Because, like, that's just who he is. Like, he's not going to be out, oh, we're going to hit the town, do this. No, like a nice little Saturday, maybe.
He's like Kirk Cousins. I might get a Roy Rogers.
Yes,
I might get a Roy Rogers.
Yeah, maybe Bed Bath and Beyond. I don't know if we'll have enough time. A little Home Depot. We may go to the Olive Garden if we're really up to it, feeling up to it. Like, we may get out and go crazy. You know, it's a bottomless salad, so we can really get crazy here.
Speaking of stuff that shouldn't be punishable anymore, I was at the KU K-State TBT scrimmage last night at UMKC. The alumni for K-State.
Yeah.
They're Purple Rain, I think is what they are.
Basketball
and then
tournament.
Jayhawks something. Playing for KU was Billy Preston, which he'd never played for KU, but he's on the TBT team. And I was.
Did he get an Uber ride there?
I had lunch with Gurley today. I'm like, can you imagine what is that? Dude. What is that guy saying about NIL now? Like, he's like, are you kidding me? I couldn't be born like 5 years later.
I mean,
they're like, you really? I had a curb with the
car.
Maybe
I had a car. Got a ticket. Got an accident.
And now all these guys
car.
have like 7-figure bank accounts.
Car is just the beginning. Car is the beginning. Yeah,
yes.
Car. I mean, look at Avery Johnson's car.
Yeah,
he's got a purple Lambo.
But
not too bad.
I saw him last night. I felt bad for him. Like,
purple something.
This
I think
guy,
it might be a Lambo.
This guy. I know all the older athletes are like, really, this
Reggie
all these
Bush.
guys. Yeah, and then
he's got his Heisman back.
Still.
But what we demonized and vilified for so long in college sports, and now how it's swung the other way so far.
Yeah, it's a
pendulum.
Right there.
Yeah, the lavender.
Oh, it's a Corvette.
Yeah.
Yeah, lavender Corvette. It's pretty awesome, man. You know, Corvettes sort of look now like Lambos.
They've done a change for
they
sure.
Really have. Yeah, they're pretty neat.
The '60s
I would say
Stingrays are still pretty.
I'll just let people know, if somebody wants to give me one, I'll drive it. You know what I mean? I will do that.
Wow.
No, I just want people to know that.
Big man.
I don't want somebody to be like, I would have let him have it, but I didn't know that he wanted it. You know what I mean? You know,
I'll drive any car you give me.
Really?
If I don't have to pay for it. Absolutely.
That's true too. Yeah, especially in college. You give me a college NIL deal with, Oklahoma. They used to go there and just fake work at car dealerships. You know, I did think it was funny how before. Yeah, that's right. Before the NIL stuff came up, and this was impermissible benefits. It is odd how like every college football team had like the same car that everybody would drive. It's like, how do you got 30 Dodge Chargers here at the practice facility for this college football team in 2018? How's that? With this college basketball team in 2000, everybody's got a green Jeep Grand Cherokee with the gold line, and like, oh, that's interesting. Everybody's got that one, huh?
All right, serious question for you boys.
Yep.
All right, Royals are 3 games under 500.
Okay.
They have 3 games at Miami.
Okay.
Then 3 games at Chicago.
True.
Then 3 games versus Cleveland.
Uh-huh.
Do the Royals get back to 500, and if so, when?
No.
They have a fairly difficult stretch, and then it lightens up, but not until August 11th.
They'll get back to 500.
Yeah.
But
I said 2 weeks ago no, so I'm not going to waffle now.
Didn't they in the 4? Didn't they win? Did they get to 500?
They
did, won 4
but,
straight?
Yeah, but then they because we didn't ask it that week.
We asked before that though, right?
No, we didn't. We said had we asked it before that, I would have said
okay.
no,
We
and we'd
said
have been
after,
wrong.
okay.
But then they went on that streak losing, and I'm like, now I feel pretty good about not feel good, but I feel pretty strongly that they're not going to get back to 500.
Oh, I think they will.
I'm not going to waffle now and go, well, they're within 3, so yes, therefore I'm right no matter what.
Yeah, I'm still going to say yes.
I think
but
they
I don't
will
know if it happens in those first 3 series.
No, it's funny. They have the ranked second easiest schedule, the easiest in the AL. Part of that's just because there's so many teams around 500,
And
so it's a little
whenever
bit.
you rank that too. I mean, there's percentage points really between easiest and toughest.
Correct.
Right? They're 562 and they're 538. Okay, whatever.
But
They've got a tough schedule.
Yeah.
But so they have Miami, and then it gets harder with Chicago, Cleveland, Atlanta, Toronto, Boston, Minnesota. But then you get Washington, then Chicago, then the Rangers. That's a nice 3-game stretch where all those games are at home, by the way. From August 11th to August 21st, you have 10 games against fairly poor teams, all at home. I think that's your chance, but that's, again, we're talking a month away now at this point. But I think, and then they go to Detroit, and then 3 more games against the White Sox. I do think this is a situation where we're looking in that August stretch, pretty much from the middle of August on. The Royals are going to have to, if they can hover around 500, just hover around, even if they're 3 games under before that stretch, they get there. I think we might be having a little fun come September.
I mean, there's so many teams in the playoffs now. Absolutely, that there's going to be. I mean, if they're eliminated, it would probably be not till like the last series of the season or last week of the season. Yeah, I mean, this team's 3 games under 500 at the break, and they have underachieved in my mind. I think they could easily be 3 games over these last 65 games.
I think they should make some hay this weekend if they're wanting to be above 500 or at 500, I should say, come trade deadline time. Because I think that's the most like if they get to 500 after August or July 31st and they've sold. What does it really matter at that point? Unless they make
Detroit
that Tigers
did this.
run.
Detroit
they can make
and
that Tigers run.
You
I get
don't
it,
have to be Detroit, but I still think, again, I don't know if you guys are on the same page as me. I still think trading Seth Lugo, whether or not you decide to buy other pieces, is still
I don't think you're giving up on the season if you're trading Seth Lugo.
Agree. That's my point. Yes. I don't want fans to think the Royals are. I mean, fans, you can think what you want. I'm never going to tell someone how to fan, but if they trade Seth Lugo, the Royals do, I don't think that 100% means they're not trying to win this year or at least even acquire some different bats.
No, it'd be that they're trying to might be taking advantage of a market that is a seller's market because
correct.
The best starting pitcher on that's out there available as a trade piece is going up against the Royals tonight, and he's got a 7.2 ERA.
Correct.
I mean, both pitchers tonight have a 2 and a 7 in their ERA. And if you play prices right, you might get it wrong.
Yes.
One's 2.67, one is 7.22. So what order do you put it in there for Sandy Alcantara and Seth Lugo? Because if somebody's going to overpay for Seth Lugo, like, you got to be smart about the future of this organization and not just this year. So if somebody's going to overpay, then make them overpay and trade Seth Lugo. But you're certainly going to be answering the phones when somebody's calling.
What I do think is interesting is the Dodgers, who could be in that market, have already seen Seth Lugo up close and personally. He looked really good against them. But you might be looking at this upcoming series, the 21st, 22nd, 23rd against Chicago. The Cubs could be looking for another frontline starter as well. So I just think it's interesting. Some of the teams
he'll pitch in that series.
He'll pitch in that series.
Well,
he'll pitch
the final game of that
game.
series. Yeah.
So, yeah,
in Chicago. All right, we'll take a timeout. We'll come back. Cuts coming up next. It's a pretty good line there. One of Drake's buddies pointing out that the Coldplay concert was at Foxborough, so no surprise that there were cheaters there. Yeah, it's pretty good. All right, so last segment of the week. That means we can enjoy some cuts here on this Friday edition of The Zone. Drake, go right ahead. Go ahead and take it away there, guy.
So tell people about what you guys do together in separate rooms, but on camera.
In separate rooms. Yes.
Well, that sounds very interesting. Everything you just said
Explain
there.
this to me so people will know exactly what we're talking about.
I think it's very, very important to emphasize that this is on YouTube, not OnlyFans. So,
Wow.
Well, you want to make sure.
41 is the mic.
Why, Matt?
Well played.
I need to dispel
I mean,
myths,
the way that Steven set that up made you wonder a little bit. You
Go
know,
ahead.
what do you guys do?
That was pretty good. I'm not on OnlyFans.
We're getting there,
I
buddy.
want football to start right now. That's officially the first time that Bo Prabula has sparked me.
We got Chiefs
He's
reporting
a
this week.
spark. He just sparked me. That's right. You guess what? He described himself as a spark. He just sparked me right in the ass. Look at me. I
Sparked
jumped up.
up.
I said, I'm sparked up now.
He's a spark, baby. Let's go.
Bill Barnwell has him at 12.
I didn't see where he had the Chiefs. so.
I haven't.
Okay. Well, here
I don't read much. I don't know if you know.
Does Nick Jacobs not read? Apparently.
He reads tweets.
He does not read much, apparently.
Oh, he's got volumes of like coaching manuals. Yeah,
He said he doesn't read much.
Yeah,
He's not
lying.
reading Bill Barnwell stuff.
Jurassic World Rebirth. The premiere tonight. B&B movie theaters in Overland Park. I will be the MC, welcoming, greeting people, shaking hands. If there's any babies, first of all, why are you bringing a baby to see Jurassic World Rebirth? But if you bring a movie, I'll bring the baby. I'll kiss the movie. I'll kiss the baby.
Whoa.
Kiss the baby during the movie. How about that? I'll be shaking hands and kissing babies.
Look, that's one hell of a greeting. That is a welcoming committee. If there's ever been a welcoming committee at a movie theater, so good for you, Steven. Like whatever it takes for the station, do that. Combine baby and movie. So in a movie. All right, keep going.
I am talking white chicks.
Yeah, he was.
My dad was a big spelling and grammar. He would always, I remember as a kid, he wasn't like a about it, but if I made a mistake, he'd say it's actually this.
Really?
He was why I knew how to pronounce all the words.
The line you just uttered right there is a line my kids will never say. My dad was a moron. He couldn't spell anything. And grammar, complete mystery to the man. Don't know how he got a job. Well, I was just enjoying you having a moment there. My father was there, and I'm thinking, my kids will never have that moment. They'll never be struck by, my dad could really, no, not much.
My dad could really bitch about airports.
Well, he really could.
World-class bitcher, my father. Nobody can complain like him.
They will have that. So they'll have that
I
moment.
correct my kids all the time. On
I love
grammar.
Kyle being a
All
little
the time.
quiet about it. He's like, I want to say this so bad, but I don't want him to
waiting,
get mad.
Waiting, and I take my shot.
Ate a 75-ounce steak, a 16-ounce twice-baked potato, 8 pickled beets, a dinner salad, and a piece of Texas toast.
It was a contest. It just wasn't a normal day.
Right.
I
I did a fruit eating challenge.
But you left that restaurant just sweating.
Oh, God.
What did you wash it down with?
Oh, I mean, I had about 8 Jim Beams on the rocks during the process. But,
Goodness, man.
A little lube.
Yeah, you got to lube up for that kind of meat.
It's true.
Are you gonna ask Gabe if it feels bigger? Out of context, that sounds horrible. But,
Yeah. No, I don't think I will. I mean, that was probably one of the little slogans for the SEC that got tossed around at a meeting. They went, let's just stick with it just means more.
Heard that from Kyle. I'm like, yes, yes.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
Yeah, it is.
There ain't no party like a Lebo party because a Lebo party don't stop.
Nope.
It does not, nor will it ever.
I'd just like to go out there and sit on it right now.
Sit in the grass.
Just sit there, yeah.
You marked that one.
I don't know why that would got me that time.
Well, could you know it one more time? Is that possible? Or did you already delete
I
it?
mean, it's not. No, why would you delete it? Never delete those.
That was
What are you
so
talking about,
good.
I'd just like to go out there and sit on it right now.
Sit in the grass.
Just sit there, yeah.
I hope you marked that one.
Yeah.
That
program was productive
White
this week.
Chicks. Yeah, it was a
Money shot. Money shot.
God, Grunny.
See, I was fine this week. I was.
I don't know. You had the White Chicks thing. I don't know, but keep going.
Let him cook.
Woo. Yeah. Not as much Sterling this week. Good job.
I was good. I was a good boy.
Good job, Sterling.
Good boy.
It's a good boy.
You'll make up for it though by being here one day next week. You got a lot to do on Monday.
Where's your boys bourbon beats Battlestar Galactica trip this
Family.
family.
Southern Indiana.
week? Oh my gosh! Why can't you just say Indiana?
Because it's 30 minutes north of Louisville. It's about as far south in Indiana as you can go.
Indiana's a small state. It's all south. It's all north. It's all east and west.
It's all of it.
It's all of it.
It's all of
I've
it.
decided.
All
You know,
right. Well, I'm
It's
going to
the-
Indiana.
It's the northernmost southern state, and it's the southernmost northern state.
Yeah.
I
And
don't
there's
think they- I
some
don't think they
east
say
and
that.
west sprinkled in there too.
I don't think they say that about it, but it sounds good.
Yeah. Well,
When I
I'll see
said
my
it-
uncle who has a "Who's Your Daddy" tattoo on his arm. So
Oh,
that's
nice.
always
Take a pic.
Does anybody
Send it
answer?
to us. Yeah.
Who answer? What's the answer?
Stan.